Set the world on fire. I'm the lost of a lady in my heart. I have a lonely desire.
I didn't know what to do for an intro, so I used an outro.
It works.
It works.
So tonight we're talking, well, we're, doing a wrap up of our haunt season.
Yeah,
And I mean, I had probably the shortest haunt season out of the three of us here. But you know what? This is a great time for us to all get together and share the fun we had this year.
Yes. And the horror
It
stories.
was a
'cause
blast.
we all have some.
And the horror stories. I have a few. Actually. It's kind of funny. But yeah, we might have another guest. Well, we are going to. He's going to be in here at some point. You all know him, but I'm not going to announce who it is. You're just going to have to find out who that is. But guys, this is Thrasher. He hasn't been on our shows yet,
No, probably one.
but he's going to be on more.
It's funny. The first horror film I ever acted in, Slasher's Gone Wild. It's a comedy, comedy horror. My character's last name was Thrasher. His name was Rob Thrasher, the Slasher.
Hey, it rhymes, so it ain't a crime. So
I didn't write it, but it was a fun. It's fun. But yeah, I just thought, oh, that's awesome, dude.
I love it. So, yeah. Who wants to start? Like,
I probably have like 2 million stories at this point, man. Like I'll be able to. You can just cut to me when anyone else doesn't have anything. So I'm never short. But this year I started. The first time in many seasons, I jumped up to management this year. Hey, Calvin. So like, man, I got to experience way more behind the scenes than I've gotten to in like a number of years, and it changes the game. When
really?
you see all the behind. Oh, it does, because I'm back there full time in the haunt as my character, but I'm behind the scenes before I go in a little bit while I'm there. Then when I'm out, then all through the week until the very next time we get together. So like everything comes across my computer at some point in time. Whether it's an
wow.
actor that's just sick, who's post pictures of themselves out doing fun stuff at other haunts while they're supposed to be sick and not doing our haunt.
Oh,
Or
sick.
yeah. We get a lot of just weird stuff, man. People do some weird shit.
I mean,
Honesty will get you far when it comes to that stuff. No need to lie.
exactly. Hey, Nadine.
straight up, man. Hey, Nadine.
Stephen P. Kitty. I'm awake. I'm awake. Well, hello to you, sir. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I don't know how it is where you guys were, but like our setup is like when we hire you, you give us any dates that you know of ahead of time, like a normal job. If you know you can make it, like maybe you know you want to hit at least one haunt or two haunts, and you say, hey, I need to take this weekend and that week off. You don't have to tell us what it's for. Just schedule it off. Now, if you decide the last minute you're going to go and call off for it, that's a no call no show. Like there's none of this last minute, and then you're at another haunt. Stuff.
Yeah.
But if you give us like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time, even like a normal job, we'll work with you, man. We'll figure it out.
Exactly.
This year, I literally worked one night of haunt. One night, but I was going 2 haunts. And, I still have one more article to really put out. It's in the process. But I was doing a couple articles for Scurryface. And,
Scarface.
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 Scarface. But, like, I had fun doing that, but then when one of the ones I hit up, like, hey, are you guys going to be open? And I wasn't even thinking of using them originally for an article for Scurryface because they were in my area, very local, very small, very home,
Yeah.
like in somebody's backyard. But I ended up saying, I'm going to write an article for them later. But I didn't let them know this.
Yeah, surprise.
But I had hit them up and said, hey, I'd like to interview you. Like this was the original plan was since they're just here. And it's nothing major that, like, I would think that Scurryface would want to go to. Just not that they're stuck up about that, but why would you come all the way to California for a 5-minute walk?
Right.
That's my thought process. And he goes, "Do you want to work the haunt?" Because I showed him a picture of my character, like, this is what we'll be interviewing you, so you're not like shocked that there's some weirdo like on the other side of the screen. And he's like, "You want to come work for us?" I'm all, "Me?"
I'm not gonna say no.
I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, so I went down there and met up with the owner. His name is Andrew. The place is called Benning Manor, and it turns out this is a location that I've seen every single year that I've been here. I've only been here about 5 years, coming soon 5 years. And I see them, and I always thought that they were just really fucking good at decorating, like really good. They have their own little graveyard, and they have a path going through the graveyard, and like they have like it looks like a hangman's area, but it's really not. And then like you run across Caron that's trying to take souls across, and just the detail that they have, and they have this screen with ghosts coming out, and like, and I looked at it again when I went back to visit and just run through the haunt. It's his family members. He edited that video himself.
Yep.
But it turns out they've been running for 9 years.
That's
Holy
awesome. Dude.
crap!
And I had
That's a
no
long
clue.
time.
So I was super excited to go. And he showed me, he was like, yeah, you know, drop panels, this, that, and the other. Not gonna give it all away, but the drop panels were cracking me up because they placed the drop panel just the right spot as you go in, and I was in the second room. And who's going to be afraid of somebody in like neon face paint? So I stopped trying to scare them, really, and I started more jumping out and using what was around me, including an 8-year-old child that was dressed up as a Jawa.
Yeah.
And made him sit in the corner and turn off his eyeballs. And then he'd come out and turn on the eyeballs out of nowhere, and people just ah!
Element of surprise. You gotta hit them when you can.
Oh yeah, man. And drop panels, like, here's the cool thing about drop panels, right? It doesn't matter how many times you use that drop panel to the same group. They'll stand right there and watch you do it, move 5 feet, and you can do it again. And probably even the same person on down past it is going to jump from the sound, and the person that's now next to it is going to jump. We'll have the kids working it, or the adults, depending on who's over there, hit the group sometimes 3 or 4 times in the same group, and it's effective every time.
Oh, it's great. There's this ramp this year that apparently wasn't there last year. Again, I wasn't there last year, but apparently it was a new thing for them. And I learned that part of it kind of wobbled just a little bit. It wasn't unsteady. It was just when you stepped on it the right way, it made the same sound as a drop panel.
Yep. It's that
So I
sound.
taught the little one, stomp right here. When you hear that drop panel, count to like 10 and stomp on the platform. And all of a sudden you hear, ah! And we're behind a curtain. Like, nobody even sees us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was good times.
Hell
I have
yeah.
more, but I would like to hear some of Thrashing's.
Yeah, what do you do at your haunt, Thrasher?
I basically do whatever my haunt needs. I'm usually on queue line or running breaks or just helping out inside. So a lot of fun stuff. Don't really do much with the makeup. I'm too heavy-handed. I'll help place people if need be. Just pretty much the Swiss Army knife in my haunt.
Rock on.
I love it.
What's your haunt, by the way, so that way everybody knows, man?
Madness Haunted House. We're located in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I don't think we've interviewed an Iowa person yet.
No,
Not that this is an
to my
interview
knowledge.
right now. Like,
Yeah.
this is not an
Iowa-
interview as of right now.
We
but-
got a good mix right now already, man. Iowa, Ohio, California.
We're just all over the place. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
haunters are family no matter where we're at, man.
Exactly.
Damn right. Did you guys get to visit other haunts this year? I know, like, everybody was super busy, and I know I was like one of the ones out of the 3 of us that was getting to go to all the crazy ones.
I got to visit a couple,
Nice.
and I got a guest act at Scary Acres, which that was a blast.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah!
Everyone up there for Scary Acres weekend. It's going to be an unforgettable weekend, but
That's
you see the
awesome.
home haunts where it's at.
Oh yeah, man. Hell yeah. I
I
got
know a lot
to
about
see.
Scary Acres.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, a lot, dude. Like a lot. I got to check out a few. We had this cool organization in Ohio called the what is it? The Midwest Haunters Association, right? It goes into like
Mhm.
Kentucky and a few other places. This amazing dude named Maximus kind of cobbled it
Yep,
all back
Pumpkin
together. You
Smasher
know
from
Max?
Den.
Yep.
Yep.
Max is a big like promoter and supporter of our Haunted Hell's Dungeon in Dayton, Ohio. But like Max is, dude, he's dear to my heart. He knows we're actually doing this tonight. For all I know, he'll watch it at some point. But the Haunted Honeymooners inducted me into the was it the Cleaners of Shit, which is a special order that Max is like one of the people in charge of. So they brought me in, and honestly, doing your normal chit chat show and that podcast was my intro to the entire hunt season this year, because they both happened like right as the season was getting started. So you guys were like at the beginning, but yeah, Max keeps us all in line. He gives us stuff to do, and he's got a lot of us, talking and like getting together a lot. On the big
Yeah.
meetings, like a lot of, we all go to a lot of the big meetings in different cities, different states. And because of that, some of us are trying to bring back something that at least Ohio hasn't really seen much of since the 90s, where a bunch of haunts within a certain distance of each other, they talk, we share props back and forth. If it really came down to it, I mean, we even share actors back and forth. And officially, there's 3 of us in this group. It's a Hell's Dungeon in Dayton, Ohio, Face Your Fears in Springfield, Ohio, and Carnage in Columbus, Ohio. And like, we're all kind of spread out a little bit, but close enough to kind of help each other out.
Well,
So
yeah.
we all got to visit each other's haunts this year, and then next year looks like we're adding at least 2 or 3 more haunts onto it. And that's like,
awesome.
that was real big in the 90s, man. You had a hunt within like 45 minutes of you. Maybe they needed to give your actor a little bit of gas money when they got there, but you'd send them on over with a smile, and we'd help each other and promote each other and do shit for each other. And that, it got competitive, and that died out. And it's really good to see like small groups of this forming in other states as well, because it's not just Ohio. There's a lot of it going on more than I think ever before at this point.
I was about to say it's
Oh.
weird here, mostly in the Nebraska, Iowa area. Most of us are volunteer.
Yeah.
So we don't get to pass around, go to different hunts, unless we're going through as a group. We don't
most
share
of-
actors.
And 25 of my 28 haunting years, I never got paid for it. It's just been since these last 3 years when I joined Hell's Dungeon that I actually get paid. No, we don't get paid a lot. I mean, hunters don't get paid much per night, but anything is fine. And I'd still keep doing it for free because it's therapy,
Oh,
and that
easily.
saves me a lot of money.
Yep. Therapy, and plus I enjoy doing it.
Yes, yes. I always tell people the reason why I do haunts is because I like to make cool shit with cool people. And if that's what I get at the end of the day, even if that's, especially if it's all I get, I'm 100% happy with that, man.
Oh, easily.
When I spoke to Andrew about like originally the interview and then it ended up being me working there, he's like, hey, so we don't usually have that many adults other than like family. Like this is really a family oriented thing and a lot of my kids' friends. And I basically pay in pizza, man. And I was like, hey,
Yep,
whatever.
get
I'll
Food and
bring
water's
some
the key to a hunter's
fake
heart.
blood. Yeah, water and soda and whatever. And then I get there. And let me tell you, it was not pizza, which I'm okay with because Raz knows I don't really like pizza. They made a homemade like giant hoagie,
That's
And,
awesome.
like, fresh fruits and vegetables, and some chips and dip, and they had some fried chicken. And I'm a child at heart. Don't judge me. I'm obsessed with Capri Sun.
Oh,
And they had Capri Sun. And I was
yeah,
like
man.
in the corner.
Don't judge me.
Oh yeah, dude.
Don't
Honestly,
you judge me?
our owner and a lot of our team, they all have like actual kitchens right now, so they cooked a lot this year too, man. Like chicken and dumplings, like real
Oh.
tacos, baked spaghetti, like all
Ooh.
kinds of stuff. But they looked at the budgets and was like, listen, we can get all this pre-made crap for this much money, or we can make this amazing shit for everybody, and we'll have leftovers and eat also on the second night. 'Cause our second night on the weekend is usually like hot dogs and nachos, unless we've got leftovers. So like Friday was always our home cooked meal, like get up and go. We know you guys just came off work or got out of school, so here you go.
Yep.
That's a point that I'd like to make real fast. A lot of people think that all the haunters are getting paid quite a bit to do this.
No.
Other than when I worked at
Not at all.
Knott's. Like, because Knott's is a theme park and
Yeah, so it's
you kinda
hourly.
have to.
Yeah.
But other than working at like Knott's, no. I had one place that paid me like $20 for the night, but I had all the food and drinks that I can possibly take, and they'd
Yeah.
even give me some to go home.
Yeah.
I've had another that they were like, we really can't afford it, but if you want to volunteer,
Yeah.
we would love to have you. And then of course, Benning that I just did this year. Honestly, they didn't even have to feed me, but man, did they feed me.
Oh yeah, dude. Like
They
in
paid
Ohio, like you are royalty at this point in time if you're doing one of the paid hunts. It's only $15 to $20 a night, somewhere in that range. Cool thing
Yeah.
about our hunt is like not only do we like do the down home cooking on Friday, but we also have a giant award ceremony. Everybody gets a unique award. We have this giant banquet. We also provide free acting classes for like months beforehand, makeup
Yep.
classes,
That's
like,
cool.
and we pay for all that. We pay for all the materials, all the everything. So like all the costumes, everybody's everything. It's handled by us. We have like people like the Andrea, that it's our makeup manager. She's done film, like, and she actually worked for Dent, I believe, for a little bit too. So she's amazing, and so she's teaching like indie level like film makeup, like amazing shit to like all her kids. The kids and the other couple adults that work underneath her. And dude, you don't have to do nothing but show up, eat, and jump in your character because we do everything. Even our costume, we have a costume department for that matter. So it's more like working in live theater than it is a hunt. Honestly, working here, it's really weird in a good way though.
So both of you,
Enjoy it.
this is a question for both of you. How impressed are you guys with the people who really go out there and do that makeup for you guys? Because I gotta say, I watched. I have to gauge age here, but maybe 12. Maybe she was 12, maybe 13. I watched a 12 or 13-year-old kick my ass in doing zombie makeup on her family.
Yeah.
Like, and then on herself, she made it look like her own eyes had been gouged out effectively too. And mind you, it was latex and prosthetics, which I personally can't touch because I'm allergic to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she didn't even leave edges. Like,
Oh, dude.
Badass.
Yeah.
Better than
I know-
anything I could do. I'm so heavy-handed. I was like, screw this. I'm going to a silicone mask.
yep.
Yep. See, we actually use silicone prosthetics for the people that can't do the latex, and we have this stuff called
Mhm.
Prozaid that most people that are allergic to latex aren't allergic to Prozaid. It's still another adhesive. There's just a lot of different chemicals in it, not caustic like latex is.
Yeah.
So we do that for the people that have the allergies and stuff. But dude, I'll tell you, last 2 years, this year I was a different character. Last 2 years I played Beetlejuice. Last year they gave me this 15-year-old girl, and dude, I was asking. People were so confused as to how they could afford the actor that played Beetlejuice to come and play Beetlejuice, and it was literally just because the second you walked in there, my makeup that year, like right down to the actual moss, we got like modeling moss and put it on my face in places. Like she was so good at it. It was nuts. I just told people, don't worry about it. You haven't seen me in like 42 years. I'm older and fatter than you remember. The makeup was great.
I was going to try to bring up some pictures. I was looking on the side here to be like, here's Raz.
Oh, I
Like-
got a Beetlejuice one somewhere from a
If you send it to me at some point in this, I will bring it up.
I got
Just
so many
because
random
I am
fucking
weird like
things, man.
that. Although
And I
the
don't
only
even-
picture I have right now is otherwise being Nevermore for president.
Yes, highly support that campaign.
2024, no more clowning around, guys.
Yep. As the future Secretary of Education underneath his cabinet, I highly approve this message.
I'm going to have to see this stuff below him. This might get interesting.
So what? Yeah.
Very.
We're just gonna.
Oh yeah.
This will be fun.
Well, of all the fill-in characters you did, Thrasher, was there one that like stood out to you that you enjoyed doing the most?
I haven't done a fill-in character for a few years, so that's a tough question. None of them have really been like well-known, like big characters. It's just been like a zombie in the graveyard, or Q played an executioner that ends up committing suicide. Just stupid stuff like that.
That's brutal,
Which-
and I love the concept.
Yeah, I love it, but it beats the holy you know what out of me. So
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I learned this year that I'm too old to slide, especially without sliding equipment.
yeah, I did that when I did the executioner. My niece thanked me every day for it.
I would never get up again. I like even 10 years ago, I would just never. I'd slide once, and be like, okay, I live here now, right here on this floor.
Yep.
My back
Gravity
went
is
out.
my friend.
My back went out this season just a couple weekends ago, like for a night.
Oh
like
no.
we were maybe 30, 40 minutes in, and I had this like little tiny square stage with a throne on top of it. I'm the freak guy that leads the freak show, Carnival Bark, whatever you want to call me, but like I'm just an asshole on purpose to everyone. And I was getting up, doing my whole shtick, and my back popped, and I heard it, and I felt it, but I didn't no one even knew it happened. And then I just
Oh,
sat down on the end of the
man.
stage because I couldn't get back onto the stage and sit on the throne. So that whole rest of the night, I just sat there on that stage and I did not move because I couldn't. And they're like, "Why didn't you leave?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go home and be in pain, or I can be right here where I'm enjoying myself and be in pain. I'd rather obviously be here where I'm enjoying myself."
Right?
Yeah, don't want to talk about what happened to my back this year. That was a fun
Oh.
little. That was a fun little fall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
Back
talking
health
about
is
some
important
crazy
in haunts,
shit
man.
that happened. So, I mentioned that the ramp, right? Well, the ramp was put in because people had asked them to put in. But then I guess they had been so used to not having the ramp that they didn't pay attention to the fact that it was there. And one girl stepped on the ramp just fine, then somehow freaked out and fell. And I'm sure the fact that I was like, "Are you okay?" Totally breaking character trying to catch her didn't help considering she was somehow afraid of me. And she goes falling, trying to run away from me. And then I caught her baby.
At least you caught the baby, though, right? I mean, that's the takeaway from this conversation.
I caught the baby who then looked up and started screaming.
No, this reminds me of that movie. I think it was Feast 3, when like this guy saves this baby, right? And the monsters are chasing after the guy, and the guy's looking over his shoulder. He looks at the baby. You hear this like angelic chorus, like "oh." He looks back over his shoulder, and just everything. He's trying to figure it out, right? And all of a sudden, he looks at the baby. "Oh, monsters! Oh, baby! Ah!" And just throws the baby behind his head. He just throws this baby in the air, and the camera follows the baby flying through the air, and then immediately bounces off something and gets eaten by a monster. But it's okay because he dies too. So.
So, Raz, we got somebody in here for you. What up, people? Came to give my love to Raz. Keep up the hard work, big man.
What's up, Eli? Much love.
Nadine says, drop panels and secret doorways are fun. We had a bookcase that opened to the next room. Ooh.
Oh yeah. The hidden doors and bookcases. Yes.
And by the way, guys, this is Jenny. For some reason, she never pops up with her name, but she says, we are still grateful for the video and tell people how awesome you are.
Yeah, I did a special video for Jenny and the kids and her husband because they're big Beetlejuice fans. So I actually made a special one where I sat early in the hall. Like, on a day we weren't even open, I just got in full costume for it and like did a special video like just for them to send over.
Oh,
I love them so much.
That is freaking awesome.
That was basically my situation, William, with the 8-foot platform.
Whew. Oh, yeah, William. So, Demon Willie here. I fell off an 8-foot platform this past season. Is that what was going on with your back, man?
That was mine. So
when he and I got the chance to do our chit chat, he was trying to get comfortable, man. I just knew he was trying to get himself. He said his back wasn't feeling that great, and so he's trying to get himself situated. And I was like, dude, if you need to reschedule. But I didn't know you fell off an 8-foot platform. Jeez, boy.
Yeah, no, I thought I was Jeff Hardy with mine, so.
Do tell.
Well, I didn't do it on purpose, but there was a group of people coming. I was at Scary Acres. And one place I wasn't supposed to go, I did, so I fucked around and found out. Popped around the corner, lost my footing, flipped off, landed back first in front of a whole bunch of customers, so.
Oh, no.
I think I scared myself a little bit more than I scared them.
Yeah.
Demon Willie says it was the end of the season, which means it was an exacerbated injury. I am so sorry, man.
Mine was second weekend of October. I at least got to keep going so I can forget about it.
Oh, God.
That's the thing about haunters, man. Like, we could like lose an arm somehow in a freak accident, and you would think it was just fake blood and that was our show, and you would never know until you walked away. I had actually, probably about 13, 14 years ago, I was actually put in the back of an ambulance. Like, I had to be, like, put on a bed and wheeled out, and the whole time I am screaming, don't let them take me away. Like, in character, I'm like, the second the doors close, like, their faces are, like, huge. I'm like, no, I'm a haunter. I just couldn't break character, but thank you for taking me to the hospital.
I love that
some
you're
pain
like,
meds now.
You're like, dude, I just couldn't break character. And they're like, could you at least warned us?
Yeah, like, they were, like, freaking out because I'm screaming. Most of the blood on me was fake. Almost all of it was fake. It was a break. It was a really bad break, and I couldn't move. So that I wouldn't have even called a hospital. Called the hospital for myself. But The hunt I was at kind of freaked out, and they wanted to,
Oh,
so I was like,
well,
all right.
considering I am, I'm the one that's CPR, first aid, well, lifeguard, which I hope we don't need in some of these hunts.
You never know.
Trained, but you never know. I would have been the one demanding you go see the damn doctor.
Yeah, see, I'd have just
While
been
I
like, no.
sit here with my hand bloody, going, "No, you guys
Shop
aren't listening."
rags, duct tape, some liquid latex. Just give me some shit. I'll glue it
Give
all
me
back
some,
together, and I'll go later. Or I'll
yeah,
just, never go not tell you.
just
It's
give me
usually what.
some like
If the
super
duct
glue,
tape can't fix
guys.
it, you're in trouble.
Well, when I was a kid, we didn't have insurance, so my dad just taught us how to stitch each other up. And if it was too small to worry about stitches, it was hey. So I got this super glue from Model Planes right in the garage, and mixed that with some Neosporin, put it all up in the wound real good, and then just hold it
Jeez.
together. I'm not even kidding. That's that's what
No,
we
I know
did.
you're not kidding. That's what makes it
Yeah.
work.
And if like one of us like popped a bone out of place or broke something, so they needed to be reset, and we couldn't get around anywhere, he taught us how to just put that limb inside of the clamp on his workbench and pop it back in ourselves. We were pretty hardcore, man.
Hey, can I show one of these pictures of you kind of getting in character, but you're already painted? Raz?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
While we're talking, I'm grabbing pictures.
Oh yeah.
I'm multitasking, damn it.
The thing is, like, I'm always everywhere so much that not many people get a chance to take a picture of me. And the only reason why that one probably exists is because the makeup artist that did it that night took the picture.
No, like, ooh,
Yeah, I
did
know.
a good
I was
job on
looking
this. Let me
for.
get a picture of it real quick.
Huh? Send it to me. Send me the picture. And we will do this. Hey, Tia! What's up? How did you like talking to Father Evil, man? That was a fun show. He's really fucking cool, dude.
He
Yeah,
married
I'll
a
have to go
really
back and
close
watch
friend
it.
of mine.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I just got home from work, so
Oh,
I
I
did
figured.
too. Like 30 minutes before we went on, I was like finally done with just about everything to be able to come on.
We
8:45 my time, so I had 15 minutes.
basically we just like he wanted to go on around 7 o'clock his time, but I'm in California. So we did have a pretty steady audience, to be honest. I actually expected it not to be steady and that there would be good review value. But man, we had a good steady 10 people,
Nice. That's
which
good
is
for that
pretty
time of
good
year.
for
Very
4
good.
in the afternoon for me.
It's really good for 4 in the afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
not bad
so
at all.
and man, he was chill. He was really cool. He was just down to earth and he was confident, not cocky. Absolutely confident and aware of his skills,
Mm-hmm.
which is something I would love to learn.
Yeah, dude. Lou, whether he's in character as Father Evil or he's just Lou, he's amazing to just watch the transformation in his face, man. Like,
Yeah. The fact that his entire being comes from an expression
yeah,
and just
yeah.
that
That's what makes
change
it
in his
crazy.
eyebrows going up and the scowl coming in, and of course the chops help it.
Oh
It,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
it's just so cool to see how a character was built without really painting your face.
Yep.
Because I mean, you see me, I'm over here like, let's slather all the white on my face, trying to be Beetlejuice. Or
That's a good Beetlejuice.
like more unique would be something like that, which is my normal. You could see me in the background there, hanging up. But then we get to the picture I always put up as Raz, and I call this Kane. This is not Raz. This is Kane. Okay.
There's a funny story behind that picture. So I was working with this company called Inner Demon Studios to make a film of the book that I released years ago. And, we all became really good friends. We all worked together and did stuff. And we decided we were going to do headshots. But they were doing headshots like professionally for people like, that were paying. And they're like, Raz, you don't have any new ones. Just stand over there. I've got these clothes and these props. Just do something. I'm like, okay. And that is the jacket that out of all the jackets I could have chosen, that one was just special to me.
Had to be
I don't know
Kane.
what.
Had to be Kane.
I need to get those contacts back. I haven't had those in a while either. Those were like my contacts. I wore them all the time.
Here's the special one, guys. Here it is.
Oh yeah, yep. That's before we blocked out a lot of the green. Oh yeah, that's like not quite midway point right there.
Yeah, that's a good like third of it, I would
Yep,
believe.
that's back when I used my own hair too.
And I like it because like you can see the progression of where it's going.
Yeah.
I personally, since I've done this on myself, okay, I know you're gonna have to use a little bit more black, add a little more browns in there,
Yep,
but
yep,
it's there and we know where it's going,
yep.
which is awesome.
And I've got
Woo!
an actual like suit, his actual suit. I just bought a much more expensive one not that long ago, and I used it at a wedding to marry some friends of mine like a week ago as Beetlejuice.
I
Because
have
Joe and Amy are awesome.
Beetlejuice zoot suit pants.
I mean, I got so used to it. I would watch the movie like several times a week, and his mannerisms were, that kind of stuff. Like every mannerism he had, I could do it. His voice, I had it almost solid. And anytime I jump back into that character, it's like I never left it. It's just like another skin that I know that I put
It
on.
was there.
It was fun, man. Like, and that was the most challenging character I've ever played. Usually, I played like I did Michael Myers for like 3 years at one hunt, a couple years at another. I usually like will play the Hollywood type characters. I just never played one that was so in your face and talkative all the time. And then last year they stuck me in Q line, so there was no sitting down. I was tap dancing. There was an organ out there that I was working with, like these 5 and 6 year old girls. I had them playing on the organ so I could make my album for the guests. It was fantastic last year doing that. But he's a high energy man. I'm old and he's high energy.
Tia says, talking about Father Evil, he's amazing.
Yeah, he is.
And I think Jenny says she loves my show. Thank you. He's
watches all our
turning
shows now.
green, Master.
No, I got to be chill this year though because last year I invented this character called JB Rotten, Rotten, and he was just sort of an asshole character, like Doomhead from 31. That was kind of like part of the base that I used.
Okay, I love Doomhead.
Yeah, so I used that level of just anger and just irritation that I have to even speak to other people. That was like the base of the character, and then I added in a lot of
I'm
other
not crazy,
weird.
I'm in control.
Yeah, and I just added in a lot of other weird like freak show based stuff. There for a while I actually had the reptile side of my face. And the story was I had a medical condition, but I painted the medical condition every day to charge people money to see it.
Ooh.
So like, and I had my
Right.
Mexican wolf guide, all this stuff, but like my whole thing was I sat in a chair, you show up, I say some really creepy shit, I get in your face. If you just seem like you're a moron, I'm going to call you a moron and tell all your friends and family that you're a moron. That's what I did. And then I would always, then I would pick one person out of the crowd and I'd walk up to him like, has anyone ever told you that you look different when you're awake? And they would react, and I'll be like, "We'll talk about it later tonight." But the whole time, like this really like slow Southern Louisiana drawl, like the whole character. So it's like I talk loud enough for you to hear me, but just low enough that you have to crowd in to like get it, just on purpose to screw with people. But like it was nice. Though. He's just an asshole character, and I can sit down a lot. Yeah, that's what I was going for. More me, I guess.
Thrasher, like, I know you said that you were playing like basically utility characters like this year. Out of
This
the
year I was
utility
more
characters, huh?
I was more just calm this year. I was talking about the past with the utility.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh no, you're fine.
What was like out of the utility ones, and then versus getting to play your clown? What was the real difference in the haunt? Like the vibe for you? Were you more pumped up getting to be the clown?
Honestly, the clown, I get to play so much now. It's an opportunity that I love. I've
Mhm.
built something out of this character that no one expects you to do it, but you did. So it's just interesting to see where it goes whenever I have a chance to promote him or be him. But
Nice.
when I'm able to play a different character, it's like I don't got as much weight on my shoulders. I'm able to be a little bit more free, do different things.
So I have a question here. Well, I was told to ask you about Brambo and Chewy.
Okay. Brombo was the executioner, and Chewy is the first ever clown I played.
I was gonna hope that Chewy was the zombie. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Give me
I am
ideas.
a big dude and I am hairy, so we
That's my
took
problem.
full out advantage of that.
I'm all.
So
I'm
we just went
tattooed?
full out Chewbacca. So no, that one I have a lot of fun with. Chewy when I'm
You do know that I'm gonna
able to
draw
play.
out a zombie named Chewy now, though, right?
that works. I
I
was about to say we did Chewy more of, as a joke at our hunt before COVID, and it just stuck. So
love it.
You ever notice that like customers will come in and they'll try and be like, "Oh, you look like so and so." Like one of our clients gets called the Joker all the time, or just I don't know if it's like how they handle how scared they are because you can tell they're shaking and they're a little nervous. But has anyone ever said like you look like a specific character or person while you were in character?
No, luckily. I've gotten
I
extremely lucky with that.
I got Greatest Showman a couple times just because of the whole circus thing. But like every weekend, every night we were open, someone looked at me and said, "You look just like Hopper from Stranger Things." Every single night, and it was so crazy and such a big joke that I actually dressed up like him from season 3 when we did our Candy for the Kids Community Day, and they were like,
That's
"Oh my
awesome.
god!"
I got a whole lot of like, oh, you're really pretty. Like, you know, they were like, oh, your your face is really pretty. And then I'd be like, get the fuck in my closet. They're like, what? Get in my closet. They're like, what? What? I'm like, it's right there. Go.
Go, just
Go
done
find
with
out what
you.
I have hanging up in there. And they open it and they kind of freak out. Like some of them would freak out and back up. And I was like,
Mhm.
hurry up before I add you to my collection.
Hell yeah!
By the way, it was bodies hanging in the closet.
That's awesome.
Because
gotta
they
ask.
weren't really afraid of me when
Mhm.
they just looked at me until I started maniacally laughing and screaming at them.
Oh yeah, you got to draw them in with the show. You know, you got to draw them in, and then bam.
I did a haunting faux pas, but on purpose. Does that make sense? Where I knew that they weren't afraid of me visually, so I'd be like, when they'd see me before I got a chance to jump out, I'd be like, "Hi, you
That's
want to
not
see what's in
really
my closet?"
that's not really a faux pas at all, to be honest with you, because it depends on your character. It really does. As long as you're not jumping out and saying boo, which is like the one thing that's unforgivable, in my opinion. That's like the only truly unforgivable thing. But like the normal shit, like you don't need everybody screaming fresh meat. And there's just a lot of things that are just so overdone that like that are faux pas now. But that works. That helped.
Well,
Not
That helped create
everything's
this
gotta
false
be in
sense.
your face scary. You could be creepy and
Right.
just get them on the edge.
We have a rule that if you
they,
know you're obviously not going to scare these people, your job is to entertain them and put on a show, or it's
and that's
Bingo.
also to
kind of
be a
where I went.
Yeah, and it's also to be a distraction for the other people that
Mhm.
are the in your face jump scares because like they're looking at your show, not knowing what's going on. All of a sudden, the next thing you know, you got like a fucking 6 foot dude with a chainsaw just running through in a clown mask, and you're like, what's
Where's
happening right
that?
now? So I'm trying to listen to this person talk, but I'm scared to death of this person, and I don't know what to do.
I had I had originally tried to start scaring, and then I figured out the sounds with them because you know it was a new haunt for me. And I realized they weren't really getting scared by my visuals, and the curtain we had in the way it was starting to like stay in one spot, and you can see me when I'm standing there. So I started jumping out like, "Hey!" and I wanted to direct them so they'd stop tripping on that area.
Right.
So I'd be like directing them. The first couple times I actually had to break character and go that way,
Right.
you know? And then I finally figured out how to incorporate it into a character, but it completely changed from my normal Wendigo character. And I ended up screaming for them to get in my closet. Okay, this was a good one. I screamed at them and chased them into that area, and I started screaming, "Tell me it's pretty!"
That's epic.
and,
That's
I,
epic, man.
and I heard one go, "It's
That's
pretty! It's pretty!"
awesome.
I got this one guy a couple halls away from me, like he's a mental patient, like he's like really like tripped out, like you believe he's completely bad shit. And I started doing this with him last year because I thought it was funny. And then I was just helping actors because I was there and I like doing it. I wasn't even management. And I told him to ask people like think of some weird random thing that you can ask someone if they've seen it. Lead them a little farther, stop and ask them again, and just get progressively like freaking out on them by the time you get to the end. I was like, just say something where you're like, I don't know, like land shark or something. He thought I was instructing him to say land shark. So all last year, like they're all through behind, where's my land shark? Like this crazy shit. And this year they're like, maybe not have him say land shark. So you know what I did? I went to him, hey, make sure you say land shark this year. That was just to screw with my fellow managers. But then he ended up switching it to where's my hellhound because it's more on point with Hell's Dungeon. But it was still absolutely hilarious to see this random dude just, like, totally like doing a good job creeping you out, like super creepy, super amazing, but asking for his land shark.
So out of the two of you, how many of you tend to work with kids in the haunt? Because I know, like, for the haunt that I just did this year, I think I was a little bit thrown that there were kids, but I loved it because it was a family haunt, you know. Um, Whereas before, you definitely had to be of a certain age to be at the haunts that I was working at. I've personally found these little 8-year-olds are way more brutal than some of us. And they are they don't give no shits.
Man, those
Those
5
are
and
the
6
ones
year
in
old
the line as well.
those 5 and 6 year old girls I was talking about, we all worked in the queue line together. And my thing was, I let them run this show because they had the energy, but they were amazing. This year, they took it farther, and they were like, I think last year they were putting people at a tea set and making them have a tea party, but then later telling them that the tea was poisoned, like just like really silly, like messed up stuff. But this year, they started getting aggressive and like making people go stand in the corner and face the wall because they were in timeout, and would charge them money to let them out. Like we didn't clear this at all. They just went and started getting like they were calling it tips, but really they were just suddenly the queue line mafia, like wrangling people and like, hey, taking their money. It was hilarious. Like I've never seen it happen before. But 5 and 6 year olds, dude, like they're holy shit.
Yeah, we don't have kids at my haunt at all. It's 14 and up, so.
Okay.
We do have a lot of like 13, 14 and ups, like to 18. Like, I would say like at least 50% of our haunt is that 14 to 17 range, probably.
To be fair, mine's a purely the one I went to was purely volunteer that accepted donations for people to go through, and it was a really family oriented one. And me and one other girl that did basically the same thing I did. In fact, the home haunt she usually works with her family, they weren't doing it this year, so she decided to search around, hit up Andrew, and yeah, like
Oh yeah,
she was
man.
like. And she showed up. I wish I had a picture. She said she spent hours on this. She made herself look like a burn victim. All down this face. This eye was stuck closed. Burnt down her arms and everything. And I started dragging her into hell and going, she's the one that got away.
That is awesome, man.
You got the creepiness behind it. I like that a lot.
Oh, yeah. But I agree though. The kids and the teens, man, they bring like some. Honestly,
Brutal.
they're better than a lot of our adult actors. To be honest with you, they're even better than some of our adult actors. And up until these last couple of years, my daughter and you know my boy, they do it with me these last couple of years as well. And they started off as minors and are now like just barely legal themselves. And
Yeah.
dude, my daughter will run like 5 or 6 rooms by herself as this crazy cannibal redneck named Rosie, and you'll believe everything that she says, like everything she says, and she just runs the show. And my boy Matt, dude, he's doing an animatronic clown character this year named Props the Clown. And you have to press this button, and he starts out. I mean, you would not know that he's not an animatronic the way his outfit is. And then suddenly he's like this crazy clown voice, and he's like what 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
Oh, big boy.
Yeah, Matt's huge, like huge, and you would not expect this like squeaky little voice to come out of him. So it's even more off-putting. But like, there's so many good characters. Like we got an award for best clowns in like in the tri-state already from 2 different companies. And one of our other clowns, I think he's like 15 this year. Bonkers, dude. Holy shit! Like this kid is just nuts in the best way.
So
He's
I
bonkers.
think it's Jenny. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's Jenny. At our local haunt in Alabama, I realized I knew them all by their voices, so I would blow them kisses when I would leave each of their areas.
Nice.
And I'm not sure what the he's 3, he doesn't know better is towards. This one?
Oh yeah.
Not really sure what that's towards, but feel free to explain.
Oh hey, Constance.
Oh, hey, Constance!
Hey.
I gotta fit her in for a special interview. It'll just have to be one random day in the week since I'm
Yeah.
booked through January now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Through into January. So I could definitely use
That's
more
good, though.
people
You're
after
keeping
that.
yourself busy.
I love it. This, you know what? That chit chat show, I expected just to do it ramping up to spooky season. You know? And then I've loved it so much I didn't want to stop.
Dude, that show that I used to run back then that I'm always talking to you about, which is like a weird version of internet. We ended up doing that every single week for like 5 or 6 years. We didn't take time off. We always thought it would be in seasons. We'd take time off, but it's fun and it's infectious. And then if you don't do it, you're like, oh, that was my whole week.
I got an answer. Saying boo
Oh.
is a faux pas.
That's
Yeah, well,
okay if
that's
you're
different when
3.
it's a little one. The funny
Yeah.
ones was the little ones at the haunt I was at going, rawr! But they
You gotta know
got
your audience
people.
though. Like if it's a family friendly haunt, like even boo's not bad. Even in the serious haunt, I've I can pull off the word boo. And there's another guy that works here with me, Rob. Like he's one of my other acting managers, along with Keisha. Like we actually, all three of us, we could say boo, and you would not be bothered by the fact that we said that word. It wouldn't even matter what we said, just that we had already scared the shit out of you by then.
I have
But
a
some
feeling
actors can definitely do it.
that if we were to be able, like, there's a good way to do it to be like somehow in their face, and then just all of a sudden be like, boo,
Boo. Yeah, that's one of the best ways, man.
Yeah.
and they're like, ah!
It's called the after scare.
Yeah. I've mentioned it to you, Raz, but one of the coolest, funnest ones that I've seen, and it was a friend of mine that I knew, and I had a friend with me that was visiting the haunt who was afraid of clowns and little people, and that comes into this, I promise.
I got a little people story, but I'm not allowed to tell that one.
She's like 6 feet tall. This woman is Amazonian, gorgeous, blonde hair, blue eyes, tattooed head to toe, even her stomach. She's a tough bitch, okay? And I love her. And she's afraid of clowns. Well, mean me let all the clowns that I knew over there know, hey, her name's Taylor.
Oh, that's wrong, but amazing.
Yeah,
And
we do
then-
that too.
All of a sudden, she is surrounded by clowns while she's going up and down the boardwalk because it's spread. Taylor. Taylor. Come here, Taylor. What's the matter? You don't like clowns? Taylor. And then you got my friend who was the ringleader starts circling around in circles around her. All around the mulberry bush, the monkey chased the weasel. And gets right in front of her face and goes, pop! Goes the weasel and runs off.
That's epic, dude.
Done.
I think people undervalue the name pass, so that's been a big part of our hunt since we opened it. We always will find someone. Sometimes in the queue line, the security guard will radio it in or something. So we always have at least one name in most groups. And sometimes, like, you'll lose the pass through if we're really busy, so you'll just have to get it again for the next section. And I did it weird this year, like when I would ask people, or I would tell them they look different when they were asleep. I'd pick out someone else that I could tell that was like really unsettled, and I asked them for their name. And I'd be like, "Do you love clowns?" And they'd be like, "No." And I'd be like, "What's your name?" Because maybe I have the wrong person, and they tell me their name. I'd have like 1 second. I walk like 10 feet back and be like, "Michelle loves clowns, y'all. Show her a good time." Then I come back and be like, "That's a free service I provide to my favorite guests. I just want to make sure those clowns love you as much as you love them." And then I send them through.
That's wrong, but amazing at the same time.
You gotta screw with people, man. You gotta give them another
Yeah.
level. But hearing their name, it'll just take you off the deep.
But no, the people that say they're scared of clowns can talk smack to me. I'm just over here. I'm going to get to every single packet in this hunt before you do.
Yep.
And you're going to see me for a good 40 minutes.
You gotta love the cut throughs, man. It makes it so easy for the same actor to see people like, and whether it's outdoors or indoors, man. If you do it right, you'll see them so many times.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
when I have a lot of energy, which I don't know where it comes from,
Yeah.
it's...
I
don't
call
know
it
how
haunt
comes
energy.
from.
It just happens while we're in character. And then
As soon as you drop
Yeah.
character and walk away, you're like,
You're
I'm dead.
Done.
scrape me off
Because
the
I'll
floor,
even
carry
look
me
at-
upstairs.
I'll even look at my mask right now and be like, I am not putting you on. I love you, but now is not the time.
Yep.
I gotta
So,
say, I was happy when, like, the last few interviews I had, they're all, we're not getting in character. And I was like, you know what? I tried to convince myself, oh, they're not getting in character. Let's make them feel comfortable. I'm not gonna get in my character.
Yeah, but then
The real excuse is, you see that mask back there? That is my mask that I wear. After I'm used to wearing it 2 hours max. Okay, had that thing on for 5, 6, well, about 6 hours straight.
oh, it's
This
brutal.
had an indent right here and a bruise right here. No. Next year when I go to their haunt, I'm gonna be a killer clown or something. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think makeup chair is the only time I get to relax, which is why sometimes I like when they do the longer makeups on me, because I can zone out and just sleep in their chair, like sitting up with my eyes open. They won't even realize it. So I've got nerve damage. I really, except for like a couple tiny spots, they always seem to find that makes me like, hey, I can feel something again. But I'll just sit there in the chair. I don't complain. They can put anything they want on me. If I have to rip it off later, I'm not gonna feel that either. So I'll just chill. And that's like my zen moment because I've already dealt with all the screaming and the people complaining. And then I'm going to go get into character. I'm like, how is that going to happen? So I use that makeup time to do my meditation to get myself ready to be someone else for a little while.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. I was doing the heart to Constance. We unfortunately had to cancel our original interview. And so now that she's feeling better, and it's the end of haunt season, so we got more stories than we would have originally.
Yeah.
You gotta say boo like the old lady from The Princess Bride.
Boo!
Like you're running out of breath or you just lost your breath. Perfect.
Yeah.
Demon Willie says, one of my friends set her sister up. She came through the haunt when I was my clown character, and my friend told me her name. She is terrified of clowns. Let's just say I made her pee her pants.
Okay, no. You can't just say, let's just say. There's a story behind this.
Yeah.
Can't do that, Demon Willie.
And he's just over there sitting in chat, texting big things. We need the details.
He's all, la,
Yeah,
la.
I need...
You know
I
what?
need-
We haven't gone to commercial, guys.
Oh, commercials. That's where you watch our things. You
We're like an hour
subscribe,
in.
you buy our things.
Do you guys mind if I just play all the commercials all the way through since we're an hour in and I assume we're probably going to go much longer?
Yeah, get it all done, man. Get it all out of the way.
Okay. I'm just going to get all of them. So we will be right back in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yep, that's about
If you
right.
guys need to go pee now. We will be back.
Well, gentlemen, perhaps we wouldn't be where we are today if we hadn't said to ourselves, just go for it.
Final score for this film, we're gonna give it 3 paws out of 4.
La Señora de la Santa Muerte, Spanish for Our Lady of the Holy Death.
Out now!
Sex and violence!
Hi everybody, I'm Akka,
And I'm Pre-Sexist Diamond.
and we are Roots Bleed Red on Psycho Bunny Death Cult.
Aha!
In fact, humans have a very long history of eating each other.
So lock your doors, turn out your lights, and join us for Ghoul Radio.
Sarah Miller is a qualified psychic and spiritual medium who gives accurate psychic readings through a range of mediums. She is a professional consultant who uses her intuition to offer guidance to all of her clients, encouraging them to move in a positive direction and face the challenges that may lie ahead of them. She is also certified Reiki Grand Master and Shaman. Follow her on Facebook or YouTube each week for her weekly free live readings.
Hello, all you beautiful people! It's your boy, Slippy! And when I'm not gouging my face down in gallons and gallons of ice cream, I'm watching PBDC TV. Yes, the most amazing TV show out there! Now keep on watching. I love y'all. Mwah! Stay nasty.
this is Professor Edgar Fluffosaurus from Spooky Tales with Steve the Cat, and when I'm not hosting Monster Chat or knocking down small Japanese cities, I'm watching PBDC TV. Now back to the show.
All right. We lost Thrasher's beautiful face.
Oh no.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So I was talking on the side here. What-oh.
Just give me 1 second. I will be
I
right
can
back.
hear you, so
Technical
I'm not worried.
difficulties.
Oh, no,
It's okay. It tends to happen sometimes on these things. For some reason, it's a little bit more difficult for the guest. Well, not for some reason. When I'm the one running it, I can tell how to control my end. But when other people are coming on, it's harder to get certain things running.
Yeah, it can be at times. Even for me.
So, you know what, Raz? You tell one of your stories, and then after that story, I would like to talk to Thrasher about maybe his favorite story of this year, or maybe his favorite all around. But since we're talking about wrapping up this season, let's start with favorite story of the year.
Okay. So, I've actually got two. I'll tell a second one later on, but for this one, this is the legend of Dr. Apenhumper. And let me just tell you, this is some serious monkey business right here, okay? So, we have this guy. I'm not going to say his name, and no real names. I will only refer to him as Doctor or Dr. Apenhumper from now on. Dr. Apenhumper is very loud. It's not that he's annoying, because it's not so much that he's annoying so much as he's just got a lot of energy and he's very unsure sometimes, and so he takes a lot of energy to kind of help with or work near. And he also has nights where he's extra, like a lot extra. This is one of those nights, okay? All of a sudden, we're having a slow Friday, like really early in the season, and when you start in early September, you don't always get a ton of people your first couple weekends. And this is like, I think, our second weekend end or something like that, and our third night open, and I hear moaning, his voice moaning coming from his area. And because I want to manage him, I kind of got to keep an eye on that whole section while I'm back there, so I kind of float around through the walls and keep track of everybody. And I'm like, what? And we've got mostly adults over there, but like right on the other side of him, we got like one of our youngers in the hunt who's 9, and she's in our padded cell with a straight jacket on, throws herself everywhere. It's amazing. But there's like, oh my god, like, there is a kid. So I come running back there, I try to see what he's doing, and he has got his ass pressed up against the monkey's cage. Now this is Spanky the monkey. It's this like full size monkey, and he's obviously being tested on. Like that's the whole thing for Spanky's character. And it's the animal testing room, and it's this mechanical monkey. It's our prop master built it. Runs on air, all this stuff. So it's shaking, like freaking out in the cage, and here he is with his ass pressed against it, just bumping his ass while he's pressing the button for the monkey and just moaning. And I'm like, what the f is going on? Like, what are you doing right now? You are like touching that prop inappropriately, dude. Like that prop could sue you right now. That's sexual harassment. And he's like, oh, well, I didn't know anyone could hear me, and I didn't think anyone would see it, but I guess I thought the monkey was lonely. And I'm like, I think, my friend, maybe you are a little lonely too. And I just left because I didn't know what to do after that. Like, I did not know what to say at that point in time to come in and witness this actor basically sexually assaulting a mechanical prop. So yeah, that's one of my favorite moments of the season.
Just one of those moments where it's like, that just happened, so we're going to roll with it.
And I have to mention it, because I've mentioned it, like, not with this much detail, like, once before. It was something else we were doing, but tonight I talked about it ahead of time. I've talked about this before, dude, and I will talk about it again. Like, okay.
Nadine, ew.
Imagine being me and having to see it. That monkey was never seen after that. That prop was traumatized the whole rest of the season.
I know Thrasher knows one that he knows a good story here.
Well, this also brings up actors, like we talked about earlier, taking nights off, not letting people know. It's like, what the heck? It was her birthday, and little do people know, I carry confetti poppers in our ticket booth. So I saw her in line with about 250 people. I pass her name down the entire line. Get the whole queue line singing happy birthday, just popping off confetti cannons, running around, just having a grand old time. So it wasn't even really a scare. It was more the entertainment factor where I'm just like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah, why the fuck not? Like, That's
I'm
a
not
good,
into
memorable
haunt.
moment.
Yep. It's like I'm not into haunt. I'm here to. You're waiting in line for who knows how long. I might as well give you something to remember.
Yeah.
And take your time off of it. That was probably my favorite one from my haunt this year, besides running around with like a chicken with its head cut off.
Nice. Oh gosh. What is your favorite haunt experience of all time? And this is directed at all three of us.
Of all time?
Are you asking about going through as a customer or as a
Yeah.
haunt actor?
Yeah, those are two very different answers.
Both, or one, like as a haunt actor or as a guest? Or do you want both? One of my favorite things was when I finally got to slide. I didn't slide very long. I did it for about a year. Okay, both. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
for me, one of my favorite times was being able to slide at people, because people lose their shit at things coming at them from the floor. And especially when there's sparks involved. And
Sparks usually equal fire hazard, so I can see why.
they well, there's areas that are more fun to go down that they don't exactly spark, but like say a wooden ramp that it's
You get the
not
noise
just
factor.
a solid, yeah. It's not a solid ramp. You have the thunk, 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 thunk.
Yep.
And if you take a good start and you slide down it, yep, and people are like, ah! Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
And then you walk by scraping the toes as you walk by. And so you hear, and they're like, what the hell? And then you get slide in front of them. And then as for my favorite haunt experience of all times, you guys are gonna have to read the article and maybe check out some videos or whatever. 17th door, hands down. Even though I literally had a moment that my lizard brain told me I was going to die, and then when I didn't die, I laughed. So for those of you that don't know, 17th door is a very hands-on, sign a waiver. They're gonna hold you down. They're gonna shock you in the booty. You know, probably immerse you in various things. And I'm not gonna give it all away, but Scurry Face actually has an article up there on it. That it's one of those ones that I didn't think I could make it through because it's an extreme haunt, and maybe I'm a little bit desensitized because all the things that all my friends around me were screaming bloody murder, I was doing what I just talked about with Father Evil, where I'm like, see that? How do you do that? Like, but that's me still thoroughly enjoying it. Like, just because I want to pick it apart mentally and see how it's done, that's how I show appreciation. I know a lot of people don't understand that, like, and they don't show appreciation the same way. But I get so intrigued at these just amazing contraptions. Their actors were phenomenal. They're like, they stay in character and they're just amazing. So yeah, 17th door would probably be my favorite haunt experience of all time. Hands down. And which one?
There we go.
Wait,
Down.
wait,
Let's hear from
wait.
Thrasher
All right,
now.
here we
Thrasher!
go. Alrighty. Going through haunts, it was MHG a few years ago when it was up in Milwaukee. Went on the bus tour. Terror on the Fox. The entrance into that place is freaking phenomenal. Like you were just bringing up, actors staying in character. They had them on top of this facade. They had like choreographed session, the music too. So kind of felt like I was like, this is like a Disney World of haunts. Time out. Then you get inside and it's just all intense, in your face, and it's like 180. And I absolutely loved every second of it. It threw my mind for a loop, and I haven't had someone do that to me in a long time.
Nice. I love that.
Another one, this one's more as an actor, just when my home haunt ain't open or if there ain't a Scurry Face event around, I'm at my home haunt, but say we ain't open, I'm at a different haunt or running with Scurry Face. This past year, first weekend at Scary Acres, September 17th, they let me play
Day
the clown
before
in the
my
woods.
birthday.
Yep, they let me play my clown in the woods, no big deal. But they're like, figure it out. So I got to roam in there, and I really got to appreciate another haunt's back hiding spots. Just, oh, this is how y'all run it. This is different, so don't mind me as I'm running headfirst into walls.
Right.
I dated a guy that ran into walls for Satan. I just had to throw that in there with the running into walls.
Yeah, no, a couple of those walls probably have a few good scratch marks or dents in them because of me. Sorry, not sorry.
No, not sorry. All right, Raz.
Man, see, this is super tough for me because I've been haunting for 28 years and I've got so many fucking amazing ones, and I've been going to haunts for 36 years. Shit.
Dang, you've been doing this longer than I've been alive.
Yeah. And there's someone that works with me, Rob, that I keep mentioning, who's actually been doing it for at least a decade longer than me. Yeah, at our haunt, it's crazy, man. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to go probably with more recent ones that I remember because they're fresher on my mind. Um, Last year, when I'd say the third night that I ever switched over from Beetlejuice to JB when they needed me to fill in the freak show because I was kind of filling in too. Um, I just nailed it down. I was getting way too angry there, like way too super angry in my character because again, it had that Doomhead kind of base that I was still trying to figure out where to stop the irritation and anger level because I went way farther than Doomhead with it, like way farther, and like had some dark nights there a couple times. And this started off as me doing my whole usual thing, you know, explaining how they survived this section and this section, then that section of the haunt, and but now this is a whole different story entirely. So I'm getting the whole thing. I do the whole Doomhead, you know, the clowns are like the hook, the peg the circus hangs upon speech, and then I just stop and I stare. I'm like, you know what? Just follow me. We're gonna walk through this motherfucker. And I was the only one in the whole freak show, so I start doing this demonstration like I was P.T. Barnum about all the props because we had a Fiji mermaid we built in there. Like we had all these different cool props. I was making up stories about each one. I've never been on it that much in my life. Halfway through, I do this with my arm, my cane, and this is an actual old World's Fair, like 50s or 60s, like solid wooden cane that our owner had gotten into like an auction like a while back years ago, and it flies out of my hand, bounces off one prop, bounces off a second prop, and bounces into. Back then, I had Spanky the monkey in my area. Then it flew into his cage, and everybody's just watching my cane fly around. And I just bowed to them like it was totally meant to happen. Like I was supposed to throw the cane to the monkey.
Do that.
I got a standing ovation, and then I was like, "Why the fuck you clapping? You're wasting my time. Let's go." And I just totally like blew it off, like blew off the praise or the praise. Walked him out and told him get the fuck out of my show. I got shit to do, and just walked off. And then afterwards, there was the security guard. I call him Mr. Hands Down. But there was this security guard that kept walking up and down the hall while I was doing the show, like while I was doing the act, dude. And this dude, if you're security, like you don't want them to see where you are every 5 seconds, right? And you definitely don't want to interrupt your action in the show, and like you just don't want to do that. And all I remember about this is I went up to him and I kind of like nudged him against this wall, and that's it. That's all I remember. And then like when I remember it again, like he's just standing in the corner hiding behind one of the props. Whatever I said to the guy, because I was so into character, it scared him so bad that he never interrupted another act for that year. And that was a favorite thing of mine, because the whole story is part of it. The whole story behind it was because he kept doing that to everybody all over the haunt, and they put him back there because they knew that if he did it to me, he wouldn't do it again. And that totally worked until this year.
I'm sorry, I just looked up and saw Natalie's comment.
Oh yeah, my favorite one, walking through. Okay, so this also happened in my home haunt, Hell's Dungeon. We were doing a walkthrough last year where we were, having the actors in their places, and me at the time, manager Keisha, who I'm co-managers with now, I was just kind of helping her, give her advice. I was just her bitch basically last year, which was fine because I didn't have to deal with anybody's bullshit. I just had to make cool things with cool people. So we're walking through, we get towards the end, and there's this girl hiding like next to this like freezer chest, this really messed up scene. She jumps out, and the thing about Keisha is, she uses her hands when she talks, when she moves, and if you scare her, which is all the time, she does this. Well, she had this like pretty hefty notebook like in her hand. She hit this girl. Like I'm coming around the corner right behind her. I see the whole thing happen. Like time is slowing down, and the notebook's like hits her once. Her head goes back, hits the wall. She comes forward, hits her twice because Keisha's just doing this with the notebook. And then her girl's glasses fall off. So she got 3 hits, 2 in the face, 1 in the back of the head, and her glasses flew across the room. Turned out that it was her son's girlfriend at the time, and she was totally fine with hitting her. But ever since then, like it's such a big thing in the hunt. Like if Keisha's coming through, you can scare her, but keep your distance because this year she threw a full water bottle at someone in the face because it's a reaction. So when we got to go through haunts this year, like she has to keep her hands like down like this because it doesn't matter where she is. It's wild, man. And it's funny as hell to walk through with her though because you know someone's gonna get punched. You just know.
See, that's one person I'd love to go through a hunt with those characteristics, but then again, I don't. If I have a fair warning, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to keep my 3 feet of square feet so I don't get destroyed.
See, I make her walk in front of me and my wife, Michelle, because we have fun. We don't react. Like, I don't care how scary you are or think you are. The best you're going to do to me is startle me a little bit because I didn't see you coming or, like, the act was just so inventive and cool. I'm like, yeah. And if you give me any of those reactions, I will stop and shake your hand because I love it. I love being terrified, dude. I just don't get it. But even the smallest thing I'm cool with. But like watching her that gets terrified every second, it gets me excited because I'm not experiencing, I'm living vicariously through her, but to see someone else that has those visceral reactions to what's going on, it's like, yeah, then that makes it even more fun. Meanwhile, I'm the slowest motherfucker in the group, and 10 groups are catching up with us because I just want to see every little detail.
Making cranny.
Yep.
I hit up Merrick from Not Scary Farm just now, and I have a video of his.
Nice.
What? We got somebody coming in here. What?
Oh, shit. Here goes the neighborhood.
What's up, Slippy?
He slipped right in.
I know that guy.
He slipped right in.
I was like,
I gotta go.
Gotta hustle.
So real fast. Guys, this is Slippy. He's awesome. You guys know him. You guys love him.
Down.
Slippy.
I can't do directions right now. I was going to point at him, but I just give up now.
Okay, you know that part in the commercial where I'm like, up, down, That's
Right there.
because I was literally complaining about the which direction to point. So I was all up, down, left, right, woo! Like,
Oh yeah. I just want to point out that like I hope we get another partial fashion show tonight because while I wasn't in the chat, like I was in the text chat watching all the
that's
different
in the
costume
work.
changes.
that
Yeah.
is in the work, by the way. We are going to be doing a Slippy fashion show. Not fashion show. Fashion.
I mean, I don't know. He was pretty close with some of his outfit changes last time, man. It was definitely a fashion show.
Well,
You
you
know
blame
what?
the
If you guys-
music for that.
If we set this up far enough in advance, I could come back and be like the little in-person host. I could just be like, and here's Slippy.
No, we should do it together like WWE commentary style, dude.
Go get to wear a blazer.
Yes, totally.
Okay, I'm in. Totally. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Then what do I have to do? I am not in shape enough to try to dress like Rhea Ripley. Okay, it ain't gonna happen. She's gorgeous. She's hot as fuck. I don't have the height or the this or that.
The guns.
But
Welcome to the gun show.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm not okay
Apparently-
with this.
Slippy and I should do a weird foods taste test feed. I'm scared.
I would be scared in this time frame too.
Okay, there's these like little tablets, like they're like pills, I guess, but they're not like drugs. They change
Oh
your
my-
taste buds.
Yes!
So
Okay, who
Yeah.
let the Santa slut out?
nice. We should all
We
order some of
need
those like online and like do that.
combat boots. Okay, so I'm going to show a video real fast of one of the coolest scares I caught on camera. I am going to try to cut it before I start saying his real name, but he did give me permission to use it. I just want to cut it because, I have his... He's one of my friends that I know outside of all this, so when I saw him, I was like, yeah. So this was one of the kind of funnest scares I saw because this poor girl... She had dropped to the ground in this like ungodly leg position. I don't know how her legs bent the way they did. and she's covering her head and just hunkering down more and more. By the end of it, he's got her crawling away from him. So here you guys go.
They're taking you away!
Let it take you over. Because you are not who you are.
Get it, Adam.
I was stuck between watching Slippy dance down there in the corner and the video, so like I'm just kind of watching.
I'm trying to set it up so I can use my ring light instead of my room light.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I do have, if I can find the cord, but nobody really wants this much of me. Ta-da!
I don't know the battery life thing, but oh god,
He's black.
Oh, what the fuck did you do, kid? Do I need to go in there and help you?
That's like when we're setting up the lights in the hall in the early season where you don't know how bright it's set. And like, oh, does this one work? Oh, yeah, it works. And you can't see for like 20 minutes.
yeah, I'm seeing
So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm seeing 50 lights.
Oh yeah.
Tony, where was that at? That was here in California at Knott's. He's probably one of the better actors. I mean, I've known him for years, and I've loved seeing his progression. If you guys ever get a chance to check out Knott's, go look for Merrick.
Do it.
That is that character. And he will always find you in the fog. Always.
Me and Fog
And if you
don't
show
get along.
any sign of fear, he will make sure to exploit it.
I just had to
Like
point
that
out that
girl.
yeah, Tony mentioned that they just played WWE 2K22 today. Yeah, that's me and my wife play that every day, like literally every day. And we
I
start our own
haven't played in a
federation.
while,
It's
but
all
I
about
got it.
horror chats. Bad guys.
Tia says, Slippy, can you please make me smile?
Maybe. Depends on what smile you want me to give you. You want a like an upside down smile?
If I had a sliver of your energy at all times.
Oh, like
Dude, I'm ADHD and I'm still not on that level.
hey,
Like,
hey,
they found new forms of ADHD when they found me. And I am still not on that level.
imagine being in my footsteps, you know, whenever like you wake up and you're like, oh, let's go.
It's like that movie Crank with Jason Statham, where like he would start running low on energy, and then someone like electrocute him again, and like his heart would, yeah, it's like that.
Adrenaline. Ugh. Yeah,
I
no,
energy drink before I'm even able to move in the morning.
I'm trying.
I, being ADHD, so some people know this, some people are aware of it, but stimulants actually make me go to sleep.
Yep.
Yep. It's the complete
Opposite effect.
Yep. I mean, sometimes I'll get like the jittery, like the other jittery feelings, but as far as like my heart rate going up, no, it just like puts me at that level.
Hello, Demon Willie.
Hey, Demon Willie.
I feel that I need to invent another new product for Slippy. It's a Slippy brand energy. Just slip it in.
That's a pretty
Is
good.
it-
Here's your commercial for the day.
Is it going to be a suppository?
No, it's an energy drink.
Better start writing these down. Write it down.
I'll remember that one. Like I swear to God, last time you were on, I've made like 4 or 5 commercials in chat. I don't even remember what I don't remember what those were though. Those were pretty.
Well, you know,
I might have gotten in trouble for one of them.
To be fair, and any of you have seen Letterkenny.
Oh hell yeah!
To be fair.
No, not talking to that about their master.
or the Christmas version. To be fair.
But now that I'm here in Nebraska, I've actually came up with some ideas. I'm thinking about selling some panties. And on the front putting Slippy.
Oh yeah.
I applaud these. Yes.
Yep.
This needs to happen.
I mean, who doesn't want Slippy in their panties? I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to be Slippy in the pant? I'm just.
I don't think there's any good way to say this, but I like where you're going.
Yeah.
However, I have a present for Slippy right now.
A present.
Get those singles ready, ladies. Slippy's taking the stage.
Give him $1, he make you holler. Okay.
Hey, now
take my money, Slippy.
I was gonna straight up have a little going in there with lights and everything.
Nice.
What?
I had a ring light ready to go for Slippy dancing and all that.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, he's throwing dollars. Remember, when you pick them up, shake the glitter off.
Now, I think Slippy's confused. So they're supposed to throw the money at you. You don't throw it at them.
Nothing works the same with me. Okay.
Coffee in the morning, coffee in the evening, coffee in the evening. That's my new song. I just made it up.
Good song. Coffee in the morning, coffee in the evening, coffee all time.
Now, what was pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time?
Yeah. Pizza's on the table. You can
When
eat pizza
pizza's
anytime.
on a bagel, you can eat
Oh,
pizza
yeah, the bagel.
anytime. I
Bagel
think you and I
bites.
just aged ourselves by that.
I still eat those things. Those things are fucking good. Bagel bites. I ate the shit out of those.
Hey, you know, I will. I'll take anything you want. Just give it here. You know.
We can make pizza bagel ice cream and send it to him.
I'm gonna send Dr. Apenhumper to him. I think is what's gonna happen.
Do it.
They've got similar energies.
Hey, you're in Ohio.
Yeah.
I think Ohio's only like 5-6 hours from Nebraska.
It depends on where you are because I got from Lincoln, Nebraska, seeing my sister Dell that I do one of the other shows with, back here in Dayton, Ohio. I think it was like 7-8 hours.
Oh, then we might be close.
Something around there.
Okay, yeah, we should definitely
I'm like the furthest away.
St. Louis. I plan on going to St. Louis.
Hey, are you going to Transworld?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
I might be going to Transworld for the first time this year. I should know probably in the next couple weeks or so.
Dude, it's a blast.
I've been dying to go.
I know I'm going to
Disney World.
Yeah. All my friends have been going for years. I've just never made it out. Do they still get like that?
World this year. I have an event the next week. I plan on doing with Arx Mortis. So
okay, yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
mine kind of triumphs over Transworld.
Guess if I just get bored and want to guest hunt somewhere too, you can just let me know. Like, hey, I'm gonna come down to Dayton, and I'll be like, okay, let's go, man.
Hey,
This year, I had planned to guest hunt at a few haunts down south because we were going to do a tour to go see my grandmother's grave. So because I wasn't able to go to her funeral because she passed on like July 1st, and the funeral was July 5th. And while my dad was like, "Hey, I'll front you the money to get the tickets or whatever," it was kind of one of those situations where it's like, "Yeah, but Frank needs to go." We got Hexus needing to go with me. I'm not sure I'm comfortable. So we were going to go out there, drive out there, go visit my aunt and go visit the graveyard. And then we were going to do a leisure kind of tour, right? Yeah. We were going to hit up a few places. The main goal was Georgia, of course. Going to Georgia, then, Alabama and Louisiana. hit up a bunch of haunts, maybe even head up to Tennessee at some point if we track it up right, and then come back home and whatever. But that didn't happen. But you know what did happen? Going to a bunch of haunts and being able to write articles and getting a lot of new people that I made friends with and getting to talk about to more haunt actors and like, yeah.
I don't know if you can see that.
It ended up being a complete blessing to meet all y'all. Like,
It's a blessing to meet you. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Not gonna second that for sure, man.
Feels in the industry if they're in it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Yep. And I remember, I think Raz, he was my first time watching Akka Chit Chat.
Yeah, and that was a special show for me because I had been in podcasting for like 7-8 years and got out of it and had been trying like these false kind of starts. And like literally like moments after that show, they were just like, "Hey, do you want to come to all this like all the time?" And I'm like, best thing that ever happened was getting a chance to do the show like straight up.
Yeah.
We had so much fun.
That's awesome.
I think, how did we even start talking? Akka? Did I reach out to you?
I don't know. You know what I think happened? Remember I made that huge post like, "Hey, haunt actors, hit me up. If you want to do an interview, cool. These are the dates that I'm doing it. I'm trying to keep it, I'm trying to ramp up for spooky season." And immediately I had otherwise, like, "Let's do this." I had Corbin, like, "Let's do this."
That's the post I jumped on too, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was so excited. I was so blessed that we were able to do that, and I got all these people. And then as it kept going, I don't know, maybe I wonder if I had you on my page already for some reason, because I add anyone that's a haunt actor, I tend to add them. But I don't know if like I had reached out to you or you had seen my comment or whatever, but I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do this." And I started talking to you more. And I was like, "Tell me a little bit about your character." Now, mind you, at this point, I think I'd only interviewed clowns at that point.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I'm an ice cream man." And I was like,
This is different.
"Okay, no, I could dig it." Because like, we had before your show, the other Scurry Face rep that came on, and we did the show with you before you became a Scurry Face rep.
Oh, that was one of the best moments ever when he became a rep.
I love it. I got to see videos and I was so happy.
It was awesome. It was hard not
Yeah.
to hear
those videos?
I've seen them too.
Yeah.
I don't got a video of yours. I was just in the moment going, "This really just happened."
So
I didn't see the entire video and the entire situation, but I saw snippets of the video and what happened. And it was just awesome. And having interviewed you prior, like maybe a week?
It was 2 days.
2 days before that happened. One of the things that I absolutely loved is you and I were talking like this, backstage, all normal. As soon as it was go, you were in character, fully immersed, never broke character, any kind of conversation. And so if I were to ask something to you, "Well, how did your character get started?" And you're like, "The fuck is this character?" And that's what I loved, because you were just engulfed in your character.
Yeah.
These earrings are heavy. I got to take them off.
Like, what the fuck?
You were so prior to you, we had Simbu.
Yeah.
On August 31st.
Because he won.
Yeah.
Guy.
Oh, he's great. He's absolutely great. But yeah, prior to you, we had Simbu, and then we had you. And it was funny when we had Jokey on. I was like, "Are you my first Scurry Face rep?" And then I was like, and you're in there going, "Hello." And I was like, "Oh, well, Slippy." And then I get another one. I'm like, "Sorry, Slippy, you were second, technically, because I had Simbu."
Technically, I wasn't even a Scurry Face at that time.
You weren't, but
I have a question though. Did y'all see the pickleball part?
Oh God.
I did. That a lot of that was my like when you had Slippy, I was like my first introduction is like actually like seeing Slippy because I hear about Slippy like forever. I just seen the name, maybe chatted probably like in the comments a time or two on someone's page, but I tend to stay in the background and hide and like stalk people because it's just it's me and what I do. But like that was hilarious, man, because I got to see like you on the show and then like a lot of those videos, and I was like, holy shit, like I was sold, man. Like you got me sold on Slippy, like straight up, man.
Well, hey, Thrasher over here, he like breaks his body down though.
Dude, he was telling us about this, about his fall. Dude, he doesn't think he's got as much energy as you, but I'm telling you, Thrasher, you got more energy than you realize, brother. Like straight up, obviously.
Oh, I get it. There's just
Nadine says this
level of energy. My level of energy. Everyone has a different little aurora when it comes.
Yeah.
I have an accent.
Yes, you're Southern.
Yeah, Southern boy who just moved up here to the big red state.
So, I mean, how did y'all see? Have y'all already talked about your seasons? And
like a little bit,
we
like
have
pieces.
Let's bring you in on your season. Unless Thrasher has something else he wanted to finish.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, Slippy.
Kind of ended my season a little early. Whenever I moved to Nebraska, I don't really know like which home hunt that I want to go with yet. I'm thinking about traveling to different hunts, just to kind of get a feel and go to the hunts that I want to go to, like Helheim. I definitely want to go to Helheim, number one place. Like I'm just like I really want to say strippers, please.
Wait, what am I missing at this point? What?
Yeah, they have this guy that's in like this, as far as what I've been told, they have this guy in this like leather, not leather, leather.
Gimp suit?
That latex black suit.
Yeah.
And he's like dancing. Oh.
I've heard the same story about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Old dancing gimps. I'm so down.
Can you imagine Slippy working that?
Susan says, Slippy, stay out of the cornfields.
But I like corn. Corn is very nice. I like to eat it on the cob with some Louisiana.
I thought he was about to say with lotion for a second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't either.
I mean,
no one's cornfields. Let me know. We'll get you to a nice cornfield.
But yeah, but my season went pretty well. I actually, it kind of hit me this year, with how much of a name I've made, because there was people from my hometown that came to see the hunt, but they came through and they were like, Evan, and I'm like, who is this Evan you're talking to? I have no clue who this Evan guy is. Oh, I have no clue who's Slippy. And like I had people like draw pictures of me as like art.
Oh yeah.
And like this little kid came through last year, and he like had this like real like snarky kind of attitude, and was like straight to the point type kid. So like I made fun, like not really like made fun of him, but like I picked at him for being like so like smarky. And he came through this year and was like, Slippy, I came up to see you because I need some new eyes. And I was like, new eyes? He goes, yeah, ice cream. Yeah. And I didn't have like eyes or anything. So like I'm starting like looking around. I was like, what can I give this kid? And I reached down and I grabbed this golf ball, because the haunt that I work at is right next to a golf course, and balls like toward our haunt all the time. And I grabbed the golf ball and I took the mud from my mouth and drew an eye in the middle of the golf ball and gave it to this kid. And I was like, here you go. And the kid was like, "Ew, like I don't want this. Like this is gross." And he wound up taking a picture of it and posted it and said thank you. And then mom, was real nice and saying, I can't believe that you remembered my kid, and it was very heartwarming just to see, I guess what type of person I have made and become, thanks to the hunt and having people to talk to. And um, I was a nobody. I was the weird kid. I was the guy that everyone picked on. And just seeing how much I have worked hard and went close to everyone, and how many people like actually love me and care about me. It really hit this year and was like, oh my god, like I am important.
Good.
So it was really nice. And then whenever I left Alabama and went to Nebraska, so many people was hitting me up and was like, "What? Really? You're leaving? No!" And that was really like eye opening too. So this season was more of just seeing how many people actually care and are there, and that's pretty much what the whole haunt industry is all about, right there. It is family.
Oh yeah.
People. Of course, I joke around and I'm there, type guy, but like deep down, like that's what all this is all about, is meeting y'all and having friends and better opportunities in this world. Sorry that was boring.
No, I couldn't have said
it's
it better
real, man.
myself.
It's real, and that's the truth, dude. Like you were talking about earlier, how it's like therapy for the whole year for us. Like not just because we get a lot of things off our plate, because we get that chance to like be a part of something that's bigger than ourselves, that's lasted long before it, like over 100 years hunts have been going on. So we get this connection of people and this tradition, and it's us. It's who we are.
Yeah.
Well, being the weird kid, being the chubby kid up until high school, and then when I had a banging body, I was still the fucking weird kid, And I wanted colorful hair. I wanted piercings. I wanted tattoos. I did really weird makeup. I wear very weird ensembles because why? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Because I can.
Yeah.
But I was the weird kid. I was a fucking weird kid. So Halloween was always the time of the year when people embraced my weird talents, like making clothes that were made out of a bunch of other clothes that were ripped up of mine.
Yep.
Or coming up with my own costume out of nothing. You okay there?
Sorry, my leg fell asleep.
Oh, I know. Mine is asleep right now, and I'm afraid to move it.
I'm old.
But
ooh.
I
don't know if y'all heard that.
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're in the next room.
Do you need me
but
to go
like
girlfriend or
No. I mean, I'm bent over right now, so if you want to come in here right now, you can. I mean, I'm ready for you, Thrasher.
His leg hurts. It went to sleepy pies.
I don't need these guys going to Facebook jail over that.
Normies are boring. I wouldn't have it any other way. Absolutely. So here's the thing. A lot of us got into this because 1, we like weird shit. 2, we are weird. 3, we have found our people in doing this kind of stuff. I was that weirdo that in AP English class, I memorized The Raven and said it in front of the entire class.
Yep.
Nobody else did it when they were told to memorize a poem. They did some other, typical thing. And then here I am with The Raven, and I told the teacher I'm going to do The Raven. Why? Because I love Edgar Allan Poe.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of like, okay.
Go ahead.
Is there anything else you like? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I've read Nathaniel Hawthorne. It's not in the same genre, but it has a darker, feel to it. I've read H.P. Lovecraft even, And this guy's like, I'm like, I'm an AP English guy. You're my teacher. Like, you should know that this is the kind of weird shit that'll get me going.
Yeah.
But with that being said, all of that has influenced me as an adult. If I didn't have teachers that were willing to let me express my weird, I don't know, maybe I would still just be shy and huddled in a corner and wishing I was out there doing things, you know?
Yep. And when I was in high school, like there was a lot of so I don't know if you ever watched My Friend Dahmer. This is probably a weird like thing for me to like talk about to compare myself to,
We
but
talk about serial killers on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah.
None of it'll shock me, especially because we scream Iramatio regularly. Go ahead.
If you go back and watch My Friend Dahmer, and watch how Jeffrey Dahmer kind of acted in high school from that movie, yeah, it was a movie. That's how I was in school. I was the one, that I just wanted to be recognized. I wanted people to know who I was. I was that kid that had fun dissecting animals and was like, "Ooh, this is cool. I like this."
Same.
We poked a little hard.
I dissected a squid.
That was, that was who I was in high school. I was the one where everyone knew me, but no one really
Knew you
out except for like my circle. I had my circle of friends, and it's actually funny. My best friend that I went to high school with, I actually met him because I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, Wesley, you're new here. You have no friends. I want to be your friend. What could I do to become your friend?" And he said, "Take a piece of broccoli and put it in your ear and walk around." So I took a piece of broccoli, I put it in my ear, and I walked around the lunchroom with a piece of broccoli in my ear. And that's how we became friends.
My group of friends. Today's the night. It is the night.
Yep.
Whew. This might get a tiny bit emotional, guys. Okay, because I just realized what day it was. But my group of friends were the ones that didn't fit in any other groups. We were the misfits, really. And my best friend that died on this day 15 years ago. His name was Adam Inslow. He was honestly the coolest fucking dude you'd ever met. Him and Frank would get along so well to the point that I even cried in a Dragon Ball Super movie because I kept thinking how much Adam and Frank would be just loving this together, and fangirling out together. And so this guy, I wish I could draw on here and show you, but I'm in class and let's see if I could do this. I get a note without a pen, so I can't do this. Well, I get a note that he drew a stick figure with big boobs and water underneath. And what it said was, "How can you swim when you should just float?" And I socked him. Because that was the first day I met him. And I was like, the fuck? And then he became my best friend from that point forward. Like, just the fact that he took the punch and he was like, "I deserved it."
I want to wrap around to also talking about how, pretty much honors the weird kids. We do this thing in our haunt. It's called the Reject Initiative, and I'm gonna read this little thing because I got challenged to write like a mission statement for the haunt, but like I wanted to spend like part of it talking about what we do, and it's our primary focus is called the Rejects Initiative. We provide a safe environment for people of all backgrounds and walks of life to help create and share the haunt experience. Our goal is to promote acceptance and inclusion for those who feel rejected in their lives and within their own communities. Through compassion and teamwork, we strive to forge familial bonds that will last a lifetime. Basically, what I'm saying is if you don't belong anywhere else, and this is straight from the owner, this is his this is Fred's thing. Like he's always done this. If you don't belong anywhere else, you know what? You belong here. We're your home now. If you need help moving, hey, if you're a little short on rent and someone can help you, like it's this weird thing that he kind of fosters there to where we don't just say we're family because we're hunters. It's because even when we're not in season, like it should be this way with all hunters everywhere. And we've been trying to like spread this like to as many other hunts and like groups as we can, and like that whole inclusion factor and being the weird kids. It's we don't just do this because we're hunters. We do it because we're all alike. Like in some way, the core of us is we're all the same person in some way, just with differences. But that same core drive to we do need that place to fit in, even if we seem like we don't or we're too cool for school or whatever. Secretly, we want to fit somewhere. We want to find somewhere where we don't have to pretend. I mean, when we're acting, sure, but like when the mask's off and we're all just together, we don't have to
We want
pretend.
that group of people that's just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's your tribe, and you know it when you have it.
I don't know if I already said it in the show because my meds kicked in. But one of my goals for doing the show that I've been doing every Wednesday has been a few things. One, people get to talk about their character. We get to learn about their creativity. We get to learn about how they came into it. And a lot of these stories stem from, well, I was kind of a reject.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of a loner. I was the weird kid. You know? And then you've got like all the my other goal was get these names out there, let people talk about themselves. Because a lot of times they don't really get the chance to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
And it's usually talking about the haunt itself, which is not an issue, obviously.
Right.
But I thought it'd be nice to be able to get to know some of these people. And on that same note, with people who are terrified of clowns, people who are terrified of certain aspects of these haunt communities, getting the understanding that we're all just people having fun, painting our faces up, and doing a fun thing that we love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
and it's not meant to hurt people. It's just meant to like give you a thrill.
Give you a thrill and give us an escape.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, to think about it, I wouldn't be where I am today without everyone that I've met.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be in Nebraska having like a brand new start in life and everything if I wouldn't have, met, Thrasher and his loving family. And
no, you can't see it, but heart.
Like
thank you.
Just being there, Scab. Whenever I came here to Nebraska, Scab was like, "Hey, man, there's a frozen yogurt place or a frozen Italian place."
Gelato.
Yeah. He was like, "Go over there and take a picture of you eating and put them on Facebook." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, cool," And I just did that, just to have fun and help, that company. Well, they wound up sharing like Slippy stuff with my photo, and I was like, "Oh, this is how you do it." Okay, all right, gotcha. And then like, my job that I work at now, whenever I came here to visit, I wound up meeting a girl, and she was like, I showed her pictures of my makeup, and she's like, "Oh my God, can you do my makeup on Halloween?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not actually from here." And she was like, "Well, can you get me on Facebook and teach me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'll teach you how to do it." And whenever I was about to move here, I reached out to her and was like, "Hey, are y'all hiring by any chance?" She was like, "Yeah, we're always hiring." I was like, "Okay, can I talk to someone?" Yeah. So I had a job here before I even like moved here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
So, I wouldn't have any of this if it wasn't for, everyone, you meet everyone for a reason. Everyone
Absolutely.
in life, whether it's a bad reason or a good reason.
I was going to say that, good or bad, you meet them for a reason.
And to be honest, even the bad people that you meet are a lesson.
Something good comes out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lesson you learn from, the mistakes you learn from, before. You try not to socialize with those type of people, and you meet better people in life. Everything. One of my favorite people in the world right now. She always says it is what it is, and everything's meant to be if it's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the stuff that is drilling in my head. Being here and meeting everyone. Everything has a reason. You have your fate. You have everything planned out for you in the future. Don't give up. Keep on going. Don't
Damn right.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has a reason. I keep on repeating that, and it's because it's true.
But it's true.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
I'm
In fact,
really
Raz.
emotional tonight. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
It
God.
happened.
Most people getting me ready to cry, and you turn straight, go full up Cali girl on me. I'm like, okay, calm down.
Listen, that's another reason why I really wanted to do that, like this episode, because like people think, oh, we're characters, we do all this stuff, but like, do you check on us the rest of the year? Because let me tell you, the rest of the year is tough for us, dude. Like I know specifically for you guys, but like I'm a loner in life. I mean, I have a family, but I usually just sit on my computer and type all day because I'm a writer. That's what I do. I don't have a lot of human interaction. So the most interaction with other people I get, especially if I'm not doing a show, is the haunt every weekend. It's all my haunt family. It's the customers. And I don't realize how much I miss that until usually around December. We get a little pickup for a Christmas show and then nothing. It's like maybe once in February, once in July, but that's it. And like you don't realize sometimes that you think you're a loner, but you're a haunter. And that depression just sort of starts to kind of ramp up. And you realize it's because, wow, it's because I'm not doing the haunt exactly. Even if I'm building behind the scenes, people aren't coming through. Like it's weird, man.
And again, that's the reason I hope to keep this going. Like, I guess I could have played the Akka Chit Chat, like intro on this one, but it would have been a second Akka Chit Chat in a row.
Special episode.
Special episode. But that's the reason why I was thinking of calling it quits after today, just for a couple months, and then I touched base with the red tie.
Good
And he hooked me up, guys. You guys are amazing. I love you all. I really do.
14th is, right?
And we love you. We love
December
you.
14th is where that came from, right?
Yep.
Because Straps told me the 9th, and I'm like, okay, that's a Friday. I heard the 14th. I'm like, this is making no sense, but okay.
14th because it's a Wednesday, because I do all the Wednesday shows.
Gotcha.
This started as a means to Wednesday seems to be one of the days that most people have a little bit of time after work or whatever. And if I've had to change it slightly by an hour, half hour, whatever, it's no big deal. We'll still go on around that time. Father Evil, we changed it to 4 o'clock. So that gave us the opportunity to run this awesomeness. And I wanted to do this one because I wanted to meet people. And while I'm not exactly shy, I don't really put myself out there to meet people. I've got my wonderful husband, and like that's pretty much us. We do our stuff here. We do Psycho Bunny stuff, and we game, and we cook together. Like literally, and I love this. He's my entire life. He's my best friend. At the same time, we need to make connections. And it's wonderful to meet all of you awesome, awesome people. And I'm speaking to all 3 of you right now. You have all been a blessing. All of you. Because while we don't get out and try to make friends, hang out with any local friends at this point, we get the wonderful opportunity to speak to you guys nearly daily. And Thrasher, I just met you, but good luck, because I do that.
I'm one of those people that if you get a hold of me, I will talk back. But until then, I'm just more I'm going to do my own thing, get my own thing going.
Well, I do have a tendency to like not message a long time.
When?
This cat does.
When? I go a few days without messaging.
Normally it's like message.
Okay.
Hard to get all your thoughts in one short
Thank you. I am ADHD, and I type enter, and then I have more to type, and then I enter, and then I have more to type, so I have to enter it. So it ends up being all this long. And it probably could have been typed into one long thing, but who wants to read the one long thing? You can read the one sentence, then, oh, look, there's another sentence. Trying to put it in, guys.
I was at work today, and my phone was like, bling, 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 bling. And they were like, man, what's going on your phone? And I was like, there's probably a friend of mine messaging me. They were like, with that many messages, is everything okay? I was like, yeah, it's fine.
She's crazy, okay?
All I got is this. If I get back to me when you can, Slippy. Now, if someone starts calling you 24/7, that's the immediate, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't call.
Yeah, no, I'm a texter. Through and through. If I call you something serious.
See, I'm a caller. I call people. I talk to them. Because I hate texting. Because texting is just like, ugh. Which is why I love Snapchat. Because I can just do a video real quick.
Okay. You just sounded like a positive Karen, and I am not okay with this.
So Tony says,
please?
I know, I pray and wish and hope that me and my girl gets to meet each other and see each other and keep praying that we will see each other someday. I hope you do too, man. Mariah, to be fair, I think you guys are underutilized. You are awesome at what you do, and the fact is limited to the fact it is limited to a certain amount of time is a shame. And to be fair, as I think of Letterkenny again, there are seasonal haunts, and I really do think that people need to maybe advertise them a little bit more, because it seems like the seasonal haunts are only known to those of us that are in the community somehow.
Or are doing them, yeah.
Yeah. And I love when, like, there's a place out here called Sinister Point. They do My Bloody Valentine. That was a blast. And I know there's a few other across the country that do My Bloody Valentine type stuff.
Arch Mortis is the big one.
Yeah.
Yep. Arch Mortis.
Like Raz.
We do one too.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
you should definitely try doing that.
I would love to see, like, okay, so you've got spooky season ends, right? How about some Thanksgiving?
Not enough time. There's
Turkey
enough time.
purge.
So turkeys, honestly, Thanksgiving is really hard to do for haunts because a lot of haunts will run into November. And then a lot of haunts have their own little unique, like, little award ceremonies and get together, like the end of the year kind of party thing. And you kind of need
later.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, but but time December hits, like, you have just enough time for the after haunt to actually get the haunt cleaned up and some things moved out. You know, throw some Christmas lights up and do a couple things, maybe a couple costume changes or just some Santa hats. It takes us right until like I'd say early to mid December to really be ready to do that Christmas thing real quick.
I was gonna say, I mean, okay,
It's
if
timing.
we can't do Thanksgiving,
But I'd
although
like
I
to
feel
be
like
able
you
to.
could simply, like, add things in instead of really trying to, change them too much. But you add things that go into, demon zombie.
I think
That's what I tried to say.
I thought you said
Zeman.
Zeman.
Apparently, Zeman is demon zombie. God damn, I'm tired. Demon zombie turkeys. But if you can't do that, then of course, Krampusnacht.
Yeah.
See, I'm the complete opposite. So I'm a big family man. And when it comes to, throughout the year, January to October, I don't know about y'all, but like I'm like super busy, doing haunt stuff, doing anything and everything I can with the haunt and trying to promote the haunt that I work at, going to conventions, doing all this kind of stuff.
Community events.
Yeah. It's a lot that you're doing throughout the year, if you're real big into the haunt, stuff. So to me, like November and like December are kind of like the family months for me. Those 2 months are like the biggest things to me. because it's family. You know, you get to sit there and like eat with your family. You get to do like gingerbread houses, you know, with your kids. You get to do, you know, go to light shows. You get to actually just kind of like chill and just kind of breathe and be like,
You see, my whole family.
I get that.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
My whole family's crazy. We don't need that break. We'll just go back to the haunted house and work.
Yeah.
I would
like
too.
that too.
You know what I've been wanting to get, and they had it at Spirit Halloween like 3 years ago. It was Krampus. It was Krampus holding a child by its legs and like shaking it.
Yeah, I read that.
And I thought, you know, if I get this for a Halloween decoration, I can utilize it for Thanksgiving and Christmas because replace the child with a turkey.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Or a
And then put the child back in his hand for Krampusnacht.
Yeah. The problem is like some of those props, like you have to almost like rip a chunk of it off, and sometimes those like the kids, like there's motors and stuff hidden in that also help. So what you can do though is build a turkey costume for the kid and just fit it in with Velcro. Now you could totally alter it that way, like, and it would be even easier because then it's just a little thing you're just unvelcroing and putting in a box until next year. So that would actually work.
See, I've had all these thoughts, and then having discovered all these home haunts around here this year, they didn't even utilize that much space, but they managed like 13 rooms.
Yeah.
And I'm completely impressed.
We should be. I mean, it's a big deal. Like home haunts in Ohio is big. Like everybody knows, like haunts in Ohio, we have the most haunts because we're a messed up state. But that number we always see, like, you know, how many haunts are in each state, that's registered businesses in Ohio. There's actually more than almost triple that of actual haunts. And then if you were to times 10 that, you get the amount of like home haunts. And they range from like what you're talking about, like, you know, anywhere from a dozen to 15 little rooms and scenes, or in giant lots and like, you know, just in neighborhoods where you gotta go just walk through and get your candy to look at it. But we have contests. Like there's a local city, Huber Heights, that's nearby. They have a whole section of their community like on their like their board, like their program for the whole city. They just started it big this year, which is called Huber Haunts and Huber Home Haunts. And oh my god, dude, like this shit is intense. Some of these people spend as much money as we do in actual haunts on having like everything, and it's breathtaking. You can just drive around like it's like going to Christmas lights. Like, you know, you drive around and showing your kids Christmas light. That's what Halloween is like around where I live too. You can just, any neighborhood, you'll find the houses, and there's maps where you can find them all and see it's intense, man.
Slippy, we're going to Ohio.
You guys would love it here for hot season. I'm telling you, like.
Trust me, you don't want me in Ohio.
Yeah, we do. You don't want me in. You don't want me in Nebraska.
there's some people in Ohio that I'm not too fond about, so you don't want me.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to deal with any of those people. You just worry about Hell's Dungeon, and we'll take care of you.
Mariah says Christmas, Krampus terrorizing everywhere. The gingerbread house with a witch that eats people. And then do the whole twisted Christmas thing. Take stuff from like Beetlejuice, Nightmare Before Christmas. Ooh, get a boogie boogie.
And this is someone that's known me since like my mid to late teens, who has put up with my shit for decades. Like she's serious when she says like she puts up a lot of shit because of me, probably. No, definitely.
Tony says, well, what part of Ohio are you from?
Dayton, Ohio. We're right in the middle of like Cincy and Kentucky and like Columbus, not much farther to get to Cleveland. Like it's a great spot in Southern Ohio where you're around every major city that does the biggest haunts in Ohio. And now like our city is obviously known for some pretty big ones, but
you know, I actually probably could have just swing by and like seen you. Like
about that.
Because I went through Kentucky. And then wind up making like a left, I think.
Yeah, you'd go down 75 for a little ways before you'd go up and cut through the other side.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I wind up like driving forever and then went to St. Louis.
Yep.
And I was going to stop in St. Louis. But for some reason, my foot just wouldn't let off the gas. I just wanted to get here as fast as I possibly could.
Oh, I get it, man. Definitely.
Well, in St. Louis, you better get some pappies. I gotta tell you again, there's gonna be issues.
Well, hopefully we can all go to St. Louis and probably see each other and meet each other.
Maybe get arrested together, you know.
Hey, don't do that fun stuff. I'm not gonna be there.
There's a Hexus behind me, guys.
Are you not going?
It's called abduction.
I'm not gonna be going to Trans World.
What? It's cool. I'm not either. I'm in California. I can't fucking go.
Well, what I'm hearing is a bunch of excuses from people. Oh, I'm too far away. I have things to do. Those are excuses.
It's usually in March, which if it was in March, I would be making it.
Yeah.
But with me starting student teaching, I can't take 2 weeks off, but I can take 1 week off. So something I've done before.
That makes sense, yeah.
Or have a whole brand new experience with people that I know.
You got to opt for a new experience. You just have to.
Yep, that's why I'm like, you know what? Easy choice.
Hi, Hexus.
Hexus.
He says, "Hi, Hexus." He's getting his headphones on.
Yay!
Join the chat.
I have your mic. Thanks. Okay.
Oh shit.
That's my current hetero life mate, Hexus, over there in the background. We just celebrated our anniversary recently.
Heterosexual life mates.
I'm not gonna lie. When he hit that microphone, it sounded like the first beginning of what is it, Goto?
Anger?
No, it was but you didn't have to cut me off.
Wow, that's loud.
I was sitting there, I was like, oh my god, is he about to play the guitar? Like, let's do this. Let's go.
Damn.
Okay, on a side note where I squirrel out on that, if you ever get the opportunity to watch that song where they took all the music out, it's all a cappella, fucking phenomenal. Also, I have another one.
It's terrible, actually.
I have another one that the guy voiced it over. And you think that it's gonna get to the real song because it's the girl singing real nice, and all of a sudden, but you didn't have to cut me off.
What did you do to my
I've heard that one before.
It was great. I love that one.
Now, I don't know why everyone says that I have an accent whenever I talk.
Because you do. We sound like the people who are on TV. You sound like you're in the South.
Like, as soon as I got here to Nebraska, I went to work.
They have an accent too. Remember that.
What do Nebraskians what kind of accents does a Nebraskian have?
I imagine
it's out in here.
You talk to Dell like every other week. She's a Nebraskan.
I don't hear much of an accent there.
I forgot that. Yeah,
she doesn't have one. She really doesn't have much of one.
We have to greet people that come in. So as soon as people come in, I'm like, "Hey y'all, how y'all doing?" And people look at me like I'm like from another world.
They're all what?
And they're like, "What the heck? Where's this guy from?" And then I'll have like 25 chicks like just run up to me like, "Can I hear you talk?" So then,
So that's the trick. Grow up in the South, move somewhere that doesn't have twang, speak with twang, and they will come.
And then if you actually do it like a Californian goes to the South and speaks with twang, we just sound like dicks. We sound like we're making fun of people.
You know what the problem is? Living in Tennessee for so long, I tried my hardest not to get the twang. By the time I was there for like 7 years, it started coming out, and then I moved back home. So now every once in a great while,
better to get the twang than the clap.
It comes out.
Well, what I like to do, and people at work laugh at me, because for one, like I'm at work, I don't want to be flirted with. I'm sorry, like I just no.
Makes sense.
Unless I'm trying to make a sale. If I'm trying to make a sale, I'll talk.
Well, of course, you flirt to make a sale.
But whenever they come up to me and they're like, "Can I hear you talk?" I'll be like, "Yes, sweetie, I could definitely do that. How you doing?" And they're like, "Oh,
you want to pull out Todd Chrisley? That is amazing."
I thought like a southern accent. I'm like, can't you hear it? I mean, it's just so southern, ain't it? And makes them go away instantly. Like
that's awesome on so many different levels. That's awesome.
That's it.
What? What?
What?
What?
Huh?
Who?
What'd you say?
What?
No, it's not like Thrasher.
When?
Now he's like,
What did you say, Thrasher?
He said, "I like turtles."
I like turtles.
I honestly don't remember what I said.
Really?
I could tell because of his face. He was like, "What did I say?"
I was like, yeah, what did I say?
I don't think I even have an accent. Like the closest I get is when I'm spending too much time with my Canadian friends, and then
I was gonna
everybody
say you
swears
have
I'm
the Canadian about.
Yeah, I do say a boot sometimes.
You do.
I don't even know why. It's not even on purpose. I've only been to Canada once in my life for like a week, and that was it.
We have
But, like,
conversations, and he's like, "I was about to go, a bit to go."
I don't even
And I'm
need to do
like,
it.
I definitely have the
It's
Southern
worse when I'm
California
tired.
accent.
You do.
Okay,
It's California.
let's be real.
Tacos.
Let me talk normal and not like I'm just trying to enunciate for being on radio.
Where you from? Where how are you, who are you going to talk like? Is it going to be from is it going to be from Northern California? Are you going to do that?
Fuck those hella bitches.
Hella what?
I hate the term hella.
Absolutely annoys the shit out of me.
Okay, so NorCal, they all do hella. SoCal, we all say dude. Like, dude is everything. It's like, dude. Dude.
Like most of the time, I just walk like, "Hey,
Dude.
man." I just sound like like my accent is just stoner because it's just man. I say man like every sentence almost at home. It's like, "Hey, man."
Just quote some all that. I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes.
Here
Yeah.
in Nebraska, I've learned that a roof, like the roof that's on top of your house, they call it rough here.
Yeah. Yep.
They're like, yeah, I'll get on top of the roof, and
I
I'm
don't
like,
have the
what?
extender mic.
The what? I
The
get
roof,
on
the roof.
top of the roof.
Have I suddenly been transported to a golf course? The rough.
My grandfather's from Canada,
Canada?
and he's lived here long enough that the accent has pretty much gone away. And except for when he gets on the phone with anybody, like any of his family in Canada,
Hey,
and
buddy.
all of a
Hey,
sudden,
Flan.
that whole accent flows back, and it's a bit.
What's it about?
Boy, like boy, boy.
I'm not your friend, buddy.
There were a few.
Not your buddy guy.
I'm not your guy, friend.
There were a few things that I was just like,
Oh, okay. So what do you all call those things that you like cut your hair with?
Clippers.
Trimmers.
Flippers.
Okay, so we
Trimmers?
call them buzzers.
Oh yeah, I have
Buzzers. I've heard that.
I'll be like, so I walked up to Thrasher's mom. I was like, "Hey, do you have some buzzers?" And she was like, "We don't have birds. What?"
Not buzzard.
My mom well, better selective hearing.
I was like, "Oh, things you cut your hair with," and she was like, "Oh, clippers," and I was like, "Yeah,
I call them trimmers.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny, like going to a different state and just like hearing like different words like that people say.
It's not pop either. It's soda.
Yeah,
Mariah.
Oh, I just started a fight, didn't I?
Mariah, I am with you there. I also I do the same thing Raz does. I say man. Yeah, man. What's up, man?
I'm bad. They're calling me out, but I really do, guys. Like if I'm chatting with you, like it's the word man and the word nice for some reason are like the two words that you'll see me type like a million times in one day.
You said the soda thing. Like people call it pop.
Soda.
They say pop here. And
More towards pop, but I can say soda every now and then. It doesn't bother.
I say soda.
I like how in Tennessee a Coke is everything.
yeah, I was just about to say that. I was like, everything there, they'd be like, all right, so what kind of Coke do you want? And they'll be like, Pepsi or Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, yeah.
And
All of it's Coke.
Here, they're like, what kind of pop you want? And I'm like, what? Like, that kind of pop or that kind of pop or like...
Are you threatening me?
Are you threatening me?
Are you threatening me?
Yep,
Oh,
it's
man.
Coke for everything.
It was, especially in Colombia. It's Coke for everything in Colombia.
Okay, so
Eduardo Sanchez may have something to
Eduardo.
say about that.
Hey, You don't understand what you're saying.
Orale.
Orale, narco. There's a big shipment
look
of
at the
cocaine coming in today in Whittier, California. Hey,
Why do you always use my city?
because that's where that scene was actually
With
based.
your...
Yeah.
Blood in, blood out. That
I
it was.
thought we're
Whittier,
talking about like
California.
soda and pop, and it's a perfect time to mention that pretty soon, Nebraska, coming very soon, in fact, a Slippy Energy. Just slip it in.
Yep, Slippy.
Just to remind people about that, it's important.
Can we just like make sorry.
Do some product markups and do weird shit, and I will do the voiceovers for them. It would be
Can we
fun.
make like a fake like ad on here
Yeah.
of
Hilarious.
that?
We can make anything.
I would
you
love that
want.
I
so
believe
much.
we can.
I do it for all kinds of things in secret. I just don't show them to anyone usually.
Yeah, we still have to do the tacos thing.
Tacos.
I have a
Because-
couple for orange juice commercials too. One's Mother's Juice, Norman Bates, and the other one involves. Well, I don't want to talk about that. That one's pretty not cool to
I'm
talk
so-
about probably live, but yeah, the other one's crazy.
The orange juice. With,
It's called Norman Bates. It's a commercial where my mother's very smart. She knows that for a well balanced breakfast, I need orange juice. So it's an orange juice commercial, like the whole thing, but it's like Norman Bates telling you about the orange juice, and then when he talks about his mother, you pan over and it's just a skeleton and rocking chair that's moving.
I just got this weird image in my head of where he got the mother's juice from somehow from his
Oh
mother.
no,
and
yeah,
all
no,
this
no.
other stuff. I'm like,
This is
what
a this is a
going
this is a
on?
commercial for kids, man. Calm down.
Okay.
So Slippy has a question.
No.
Has Slippy had a Moxie yet? Is that in your area?
What's a Moxie?
Well, depends. Is Moxie a woman?
Moxie does
I'm gonna
Slippy
say
coming this fall.
Because I almost
Is
did,
that
but if it's like something you try, no, I have not.
Is that another? Is
But
that
when you-
slang for a rohypnol? No, I'm just kidding.
What if it was a woman? Wouldn't you have tried that too? Wasn't that what you were insinuating? Like, I feel like the follow up answer was poorly worded, my friend.
I just got a great idea. Okay. I don't know if do y'all remember the ad where it's like a little girl and she's like wearing like this like bathing suit and this dog is like biting the bathing suit?
Upper tone.
Yeah.
Okay. So do y'all know who Buttons is?
Yeah.
Silly
Okay.
Buttons.
So I just
No,
thought
the clown. Button's the clown, right?
No, Buttons.
No, he's from
he's
Terra
a-
Manor.
Terra Manor.
I was thinking the
Oh,
I know
that
who
Buttons.
is,
Yeah,
but I was
okay.
thinking
I know that Buttons
Animaniacs.
too.
I was thinking Animaniacs.
I know that Buttons too. Yeah, that
Silly
Buttons.
Buttons.
Buttons is nice.
He's the only person. He's the very first person that popped in my head to do this. But can you imagine like Slippy wearing a bathing suit, and like Buttons has like my bathing suit like in his mouth, and
That'd be hilarious, dude.
that's the ad. For
That would be
drink.
great.
And
It'd just be
that's,
random products we'll just make up and just. That sounds awesome.
that's just the opening of your next haunt season. You just guys get Buttons to come over there. And instead of having clowns and whatnot and murderers run out with chainsaws at the guy at the kids in line, you just Slippy walking
Oops.
out with buttons and button on her underwear. I think would freak out a lot of people there, man.
Oh yeah.
That reminds me of the story. Okay, so this is the second season of Doomsday. We have this thing called a murder march, where every either well-known actor or actor that has a lot of experience gets in the back of this deuce, which is a big giant truck. We do the Star Spangled Banner, shoot fireworks off, say thank you to the troops. And then there's a guy with a flamethrower on the deuce, like flamethrower. It's like this really cool, like, if you haven't experienced it, you should definitely go and like experience it. It's amazing. But as soon as the Star Spangled Banner is done, we like drive toward the crowd of people and like slam on the brakes, so it looks like we're gonna like run over people with this big giant truck. And then everyone on the truck either like jumps off and grabs their chainsaws and they start chasing after people with these chainsaws. So I'm in the back of the deuce. I jump off. The ground was a lot higher up than I thought. So whenever I landed, my feet hit and I wasn't expecting it, and my knees like buckled underneath me. I fell to the ground, rolled up, and like pointed at everyone and said, "Ta-da!"
Play it off.
Just playing it off.
Cry on the inside, man. Just
Well, then after that, I'm like running through. We had this guy. He dresses up as a butcher, and he had this leash on this other guy who was wearing all black, and he had like a collar around his throat. And he was like walking on all fours like a dog and was like going after these people. Like, it was a really cool thing that they were doing. Well, I didn't realize it, but I wind up getting in between the collar, like, you know, the chain.
Yeah.
I got in between the chain, and the chain wrapped around my throat. And it wind up, you know, where there's like little notches that's in the chain.
Yeah.
It wind up getting stuck. It wrapped around my throat and then got stuck on my collar. So it was literally choking me, and I couldn't do anything to get it off without breaking character. So we wind up, every time he would go to the left, I would go to the right. Every time he would go to the right, because I went to the right, I would go to the left. So we were just doing this like crisscross thing. I was choking. I was like, and everyone just like got a huge kick out of it. And we finally got like to the back so I can like, you know, hide from the customers and get it off me. And I had like a chain mark around my throat because it was like so tight on my throat that it was like literally like choking me. And
man.
I wish I don't know about y'all, but I wish that there's like certain things that would happen that somebody could have gotten on video.
Yeah.
There's always those moments. Those are the best moments now.
Oh, like I got hit with a dog in the door.
What?
When I got hit in the face with your dog by the door.
Oh, that was beautiful.
When I first got here, I went over to the door, and their dog like chases after people whenever they go to leave.
English Mastiff.
Yeah, big giant dog. I turn around, I close the door, and I look at the dog, and I go, nah, 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 nah. As soon as the dog hit the door, and it smacked me right in
Mastiffs
the
don't
face.
care. We have an English Mastiff, and she takes over the bed at night.
Yeah, no.
She's as big as a caw, like as tall, and like, and it's funny because every now and then, like, one of the times that I laughed my ass off at her, she tried to get her off the couch, and our Mastiff Freya was just all, "You're so funny, Mom. You want me to get off the couch? I'm bigger than you." And I was like, "Get off the couch!" And she got off the couch.
I wish mine had that attitude. She is the largest chicken shit in the world. She
is too. Our cats hold her back, and she is just a big old puppy with cats and neighbors' dogs and neighbors and people coming by our yard. She is the biggest mean dog ever until you get inside, and she's like, "I love you. I'm gonna lay on you and hold you down. What, you want to get up and leave? No, you stay here. But I'm gonna love you until the cops get here."
Right.
Slippy wishes my Mastiff was like that to an extent.
Do you have a brindle Mastiff, or is it
What?
a fawn? Is it a fawn, apricot, or what is it?
What, fur-wise? I don't know off the top of my head. It's
We
more
have
of
a
reddish color now.
Oh, okay. So she's that's the apricot ones. We have a fawn, and they're lighter. They're lighter than the apricots. Oh, I wanted a brindle. So that's the one that they basically look like camouflage, like red and brown, everything mixed to them.
That's what I think when I think of a Mastiff.
Oh yeah, that's rad.
I wish that dog would love me. That dog only loves me whenever I have food.
That's how they are. She'll love you forever if you keep giving her food.
No, she won't.
Not that way. I keep on giving her food, and she like, I'll go to like pet it, and I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what? No, you're gonna love me. I'm not feeding you until you love me.
You know, you reminded me of something when you were talking about the deuce going near or driving fast towards people. We were at 17th door this year, and one of the rooms. Now that everything's over with, I don't mind actually, saying what was in the rooms, because you don't want people to be prepared for them. There's 17 different rooms and 17 different things, and each room progressively gets harder and harder, and they can touch you and all this other stuff. But one of the rooms you go into, there's it's set up. It's got a real dumpster in there, and they have real rotted cat food and rotted fish and everything in the dumpster. It smells like it's terrible. But when you go in there and there's a homeless guy, he's like, "Hey man, come over here, sit next to this," and you're sitting next to a sheep.
And there's a tarp.
Well, there's a tarp right there, and you're sitting. It's a freeway. It looks like a freeway bumper, like to keep from the freeway median. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the sheet drops, and there's a big bright lights in front of you, and there's a Chevy half ton on a rail system, and it comes literally within a few inches of your face. Stops right there, and then honks the horn as loud as he can. So then in one of the other rooms, you get shocked 3 or 4 times, which legitimately was like almost at the level of a taser. It was pretty.
You know what? I guess I could say the room that scared me since it's all over.
Oh, by the way, go read our article at scaryface.com.
Yep. So there was this room. Now, again, I've mentioned earlier, I am a lifeguard. I'm a professional swimmer, like basically.
Oh,
I'm a swim instructor in my real life. And I know CPR, first aid, all of that. So we get into this room, we low crawl into this like maybe 14-foot long tunnel that's like all fencing.
Basically, okay, there's it's almost like air conditioning vents or ducts, and there's about 15 of them lined up just in case for big groups and stuff like that coming through there. Yeah. That's what it was kind of like, and it's real tight when you go through there. Like,
so you low crawl through it because they said that the exit is to pick that lock. And before when you get in there, you're situated, you're playing with it. All of a sudden, you feel an airbag push you down. It's holding you down like a seatbelt. And I had a lady lean forward and go, "Hold your breath, sweetie." And I was like, "Wait, what? Huh? What?"
Right in front of your face, you just hear bubbles coming.
And all of a sudden, you start getting gradually dunked into water face first.
Oh, it wasn't gradually. It's pretty fast, actually.
It wasn't that fast. It was pretty slow, but you start getting like you're lowered, and then you're submerged fully face first while you're playing with this lock. And they pull you out, they unlock it, and they just have you go back out. But like that actually, I've swam my entire life. I have held my head underwater doing laps longer than that.
I know,
and that
how they
scared the shit out of me.
I realized afterwards that when you're in it, because I was able to hold the airbag back, but it was meant to hold you in place.
I told
when
I
bubbles,
turned my head.
when the bubbles and everything start coming up, you're like, "What the hell's going on?" You don't even realize you're being tilted at a 45-degree angle and head first into it. What really scares you is it feels like you can't get out at all. Like you are pushed into it. And then when you're out of it and you're freaking out, because I freaked out so much that I almost breathed underwater and I couldn't move my head. Then when you get out of it, you're like, they never close the back of it, and the airbag literally just holds you in place to keep you from smashing your face into the grate. You could have just backed out of it if you wanted to. So
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, but it was a new.
I know we probably have to wrap up here soon because we've been doing this for like 2.5 hours now. I thought we could end with like one little anecdote, one more little anecdote from your season this year, kind of around, and then
We'll start with Thrasher.
Yeah.
Anecdote. Ooh.
Anecdote. Yep.
Well, shoot. Really successful season. A lot of drama in the background. Not going to get into it, but
yeah, it's normal.
Big steps going forward, and I'm excited to see what everyone else brings up to the plate at my place.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we lost it.
And remind us your haunt again, just so everybody remembers.
Yep. Madness Haunted House.
Woo!
That was my
And
anecdote.
that is in Nebraska?
It's over in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Iowa. Sorry,
Yep.
Iowa.
Nope, it's good. Omaha and Council Bluffs are like basically the same city, just separated from a river.
Okay. So let's go on over to Slippy.
Eat your Wheaties. No, I don't even know. I don't understand the question.
An anecdote, like some kind of fun little story, like a thing that you just like short thing that you remember that made a big impact, and of course your well wishes for, your haunt for the season.
Family. That's the biggest thing. I kind of at the end of the year, we have a big party, and I wasn't able to be part of it because I was here, and that was probably like the most depressing thing ever. Being here was just not being able to be there and party with everyone and see everyone for like the last time. And which is it's not gonna be the last time, but for a long time.
Yeah.
There's two girls, Twisted and Sanity. That Sanity started the same year I started, and we both have grown as characters, and it's crazy to see like the pictures that we take with each other every year. Just that kind of stuff. Now it's kind of like I have to be there. Like I have to visit. I have to show up. I have to take those pictures now.
Yeah.
And you still can.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. But yeah, just how much all of y'all mean to me. That's my biggest wrap up. And I was telling Akka, even whenever I was real depressed in Alabama, I wasn't happy. Everything seemed repetitive. It was the same thing. I felt like a big fish in a little pond, and I felt like I was drowning, and I wasn't happy. And Akka reached out so many times, and just everyone. I really appreciate everyone that I have in my life. And I love each and every single one of y'all, even the audience that's in here. Thank you.
We love you too, Slippy. We're lucky to have met you, honestly. Like, we wouldn't imagine what we do without you as part of it now. Like, seriously.
And the biggest positive, that was positive too, but this is another positive thing that possibly, okay, I'm going to start rambling. Slippy's going to have a completely new look.
I know, I'm excited.
And I don't necessarily know what.
It's Zardoz, isn't it?
I've kind of talked about what.
I said it's Zardoz, isn't it?
But I will give y'all a little sneak peek. I think I have full on came up with this idea. I will be a mutant ice cream man.
Yes.
Nice.
I love it.
It's going to be a completely different outlook. I don't think anyone has done a mutated ice cream man before. So yeah. What about you, Raz?
Well, here's my anecdote. We all know that rumors are one of the biggest things that kill haunts, right? Like the rumor mill starts, things get bad, the drama gets worse. But I want to talk about, for my quick anecdote, a time when a rumor made the haunt like in a positive way. So we had this brand new actor, never really done with anything for us. I'll say his name because it's a funny story, and I love this dude, Lou. We stuck him in a random spot. We had an opening on our redneck hillbilly section called the Firewoods, and we usually had this woman who plays Mama Firewood. Fantastic person. She plays this crazy character that sits on a rocking chair, boils on her face, amazing makeup, and she's kind of like the mom of the whole Firewood clan. Well, she wasn't there, and we had to have some. So we just, okay, you're a cannibal redneck. You're going here tonight. Well, the thing about this spot is there are like jugs of moonshine everywhere, like bottles of liquor, just kind of every. It's kind of part of Mama's whole shtick. Well, he had never been through the haunt. He didn't know her story, so he thought that whoever played this character before must have acted like a drunk. So this dude proceeds to act like a drunk. Meanwhile, the people he's acting with don't know he's acting. They think he's been drinking. And by the time the rumor hits management, it's, yeah, there's this actor back here. He's been drinking between customers. He's like lining shot glasses up on the little porch railing, which was not wide enough for shot glasses, and just taking shots. He's throwing jugs. He's breaking shit. And immediately I'm like, fuck. One of the other acting managers, Keisha, was like, we need to do something. I'm like, yeah. So we grabbed Sean, head of security, and we go back there, and we're walking into his scene. Yeah, dude, he looks drunk. I mean, just spot on, staggering, slurring his speech. I mean, everything. We're like, hey, man. And he's like giving us nonsense answers when we're talking to him. So finally, like, hey, let's go outside and have a cigarette because we need to know at this point in time what's going on. The second he walks out of the haunt, stands straight, walks completely normal, has a full conversation, no slur to his voice. I take him outside, like, let's go have a cigarette. He's like, am I in trouble? I was like, no, you're not, but let's talk about this. It just turned out that he thought he was supposed to act drunk, and he was so convincing that everyone thought he was drunk. And every weekend, someone comes in and goes, hey, you remember that guy you got shit-faced back there? And the rumor, it's the legend of Lou now because it's so out of control as a rumor that everyone legit believes. And the story gets bigger and bigger every time. Our last weekend, this past weekend, it was, man, I heard about this guy named Lou that works here. It was like a new person that had just started at the end. And I heard that he got drunk and threw a customer through a wall. That was like the most recent one I've heard. But like for years from now, like someone will probably now always say, you remember that one time we had that drunk guy working for us? And you get to think about that. So it's that moment when the rumors that can break a haunt can also make a haunt. And I just wanted to kind of flip that on its head a little bit. But my will wishes, man, Hell's Dungeon, the 22 season was a riot. It was the biggest one we ever had by far. It dwarfed the combination of years 1 and 2. We have fought, we have clawed in a spot in Dayton where it's been tough to keep a really solid place open. And we have made it into something enormous, and we're hoping to keep growing for next year. Not only more rooms, because we add more rooms every year, but to more haunts, not just in our own state, but other states too, and to get that union where we can all just have each other's back, be rejects together, and just enjoy things for what they are and who we are. And I look forward to seeing how that's going to develop for next year. And I mean, like I said, I'm already still helping in building character ideas, writing, so that we never stop haunting, but we miss the hell out of you guys when we don't get to see you.
Yeah. Oh, did I say any haunts?
No, I was going to ask you for that before we ended, though.
Yeah, I was listening to you talk, and I was like, oh wait, did I not say?
I say Hell's Dungeon every 20 minutes. I'm on the air. It's it's
pretty much. So I would say, this year has been a great experience. Getting to do the articles for Scurry Face, which opened it up to us to us finding haunts that we didn't even know existed, but they have existed for a while, including these 4 right here, which are the ones that we got to go check out. And that top one, Benning Manor, is the one that I got to work at this year. Impromptu, too. It was fantastic. I'm really loving seeing the small haunts coming to an area where there weren't really small haunts to begin with, because we are so just inundated with the big parks. We've got Six Flags, we got Knott's, we got Universal, we got all these other ones that they're fantastic, don't get me wrong, but they don't have the same feel as a smaller haunt that you want to go see. It's not as intimate. You're getting shoved through a line. The person in front of you gets scared, ruined the whole thing for you. So
especially like with some guy like me who's already looking in the corners and knows where people are going to jump out at it, and you're there for the atmosphere, and you really want to go and actually try to be scared,
Well, but then we found all these small haunts in this area, and I am just so excited. I was so happy to find them. I got to talk to a few of these people, and it kind of brought back what haunting should be here. They don't have to be immaculate sets. They don't have to be these multi-million-dollar animatronic things jumping out at you, and people on bungees, and what these things are super cool, and you get what you pay for when you pay those high prices. But the fact that the neighborhood could line up and just go through their haunt, no actual charge, but they want you to donate. I found that super cool, and I look forward to more of that next year. Like 100%. And I'll tell you 100%, I will be working with Benning Manor every year, at least one day a year, haunting with them. And so it was great to get back into it.
Yeah.
Every haunt should have a butcher room, though, like a real butcher room with
Let's
a real.
not get started on that.
That was one of the coolest freaking things is to go into. It was like, hey, there's a pig's head right there. There's a whole bunch of real chicken carcasses being thrown at girls.
That's like Sinister Sydney. Sinister Sydney in Iowa. It's located in Sydney. They have like roadkill that they grab like from the side of the road and they put it in the
grills, smokers.
Yeah, they put it in the grill.
That.
And
dude,
like they played. It's a home haunt, but it's a home haunt on steroids.
Yeah.
They put like the shadow, like their shadow play is amazing. Because they could be like right there in front of you and you don't see them, or you think they're a prop because they're standing still so well, and then boom, they'll get you.
I love it.
For me, I go to haunts for the atmosphere and stuff like that. I think it's the coolest thing ever to go just experience it. It's hard to scare me. I just go there because I'm a huge fan of horror and I want to see messed up stuff, So that's what I love. It's just so fun to go there and be like, dude, this is freaking rad to be in this room or whatever. Oh my God, you guys did such a good job with this. I'm sorry I didn't jump, but this is I would love to talk to you afterwards. When the night's over with, not afterwards. But
yeah.
So,
Benning really wants him to come in and at least stand there in his costume.
What costume? I'm a demon. I'm just kidding.
I have to do shout outs to Doomsday, which is the home house I worked at. And then Sinister Sydney, which is in Iowa, Sydney. We went there for during like the haunt special event stuff, and it blew my mind. Gravedigger, great guy, love that guy. And Scary Acres. I've never been to a haunt that massive before. I think we had like 8,000 people in one. I think it was like 6,000 the first night and then like 8,000 the second night. It was unbelievable about how busy it was.
And this was October 6th and 7th. Picture what it looks like the week before Halloween.
I couldn't. And then Madness, I went up there to check it out. They've got a really good setup. And of course, they have the awesome Bruiser, Straps, and Thrasher. I mean, come on.
Nice.
I get what you did there.
But yeah, I think those are the ones that. And Arch Mortis. Make sure the weekend of Valentine's Day.
Yes.
In the area, come to Arch Mortis.
It's gonna be one of the craziest haunts you have ever seen, I bet.
We're going to try getting as many Scary Face representatives there. There's people from Netherworld that go there. There's people like all around the entire United States that go to Alabama, Killen, for Arch Mortis. So come check it out.
That's rad.
We accidentally forgot that it was Arch Mortis the other day on one of them. So, I don't know why that won't disappear. So it's just going to be stuck in front of everybody's faces. Lovely.
You have.
I'm trying to close this one and it won't close.
Oh, the lighting on our keyboard is actually saying that we need to do updates.
Yes, I know.
Because instead of doing the updates, Hey, let's go do the show.
I did one update, and there was a secondary update that I couldn't take care of.
That's telling me there's more than secondary. There's a whole bunch back there.
Okay, anyway, I already
I'm
did
kidding.
it, but hold on. So I just wanted to let you know that December 14th, Straps, Bruiser, and Thrasher will be back on my show. But if you guys need a little bit, this will be up on rootsbleedred.com. So next week, we got Scorn coming in.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
Dude,
And then on the...
He's awesome.
I'm excited about that, man. I'm so excited.
He's very smart.
Next, after that, on the 23rd, we have Prometheus and Amelia Bell.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be rad.
He's been wanting to get Amelia Bell on a show for a while.
She's cool.
She's awesome.
She's really
what you guys
cool.
need to understand about the situation is, like, every time she books you guys, this includes you guys down here below me, she gets really excited in, like, the chat for, like, the group. Like, I mean, really excited. You have no idea what this means to her, like, straight up, dude. Like, she gets so happy about it.
And we know.
Well, then after that is Toxic and Gigs.
Hell yeah. Have fun with You're going to have fun.
And then after that, December 7th, Drip and Scab.
Hell yeah.
Nebraska, then Iowa. That was a lot.
And then we have Straps, Bruiser, and Thrasher on the 14th, as mentioned. 21st, Wizzo. And 28th, Red
really?
Tie Man himself.
Really? We're gonna make him do a 5-hour show. I'm gonna. I hope this gets back to Tyler. I'm making him do a 5-hour show, and we're talking.
Gotta let me know. I want to screw with him too, like so bad.
We're talking GoBots the entire time, not even Transformers. We're talking GoBots.
And for everybody watching and everybody rewatching this, I know SAS is coming up the month after that, so hit me up. I will be doing stuff, where I get to interview people before, and they get to talk about SAS.
Fashion show.
I forgot to mention, we have a fashion show coming up.
Yes.
And the reason that we have a fashion show coming up is because of this.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't even get in trouble for anything with that song.
Or this.
It's just a little nod right there, the shoulder. Uh-oh, he's getting pumped. Oh, something's happening. It's happening again.
Oh, no. I'm not gonna be able to unsee this. Oh, gosh.
You'll notice he's taking off this Santa wear. And that's what we call the dental floss. Hide your purses, ladies.
$4, he'll make you holler, ladies.
This is a black light knit cotton weather with the attached hood. Watch how he shakes those hips.
We should raffle off tickets and just have Slippy and at the end of the show, be like, come back, ever have people come back in like on like a like just a private chat and have Slippy come back on the camera, Buffalo Billing it. Just
wait, hang on.
Oh, Drew, fuck me.
Oh, fuck me. You ready for this?
Not ready for this. Should this be done?
I don't know if I'm ready for this, but
play the most sexiest
I was
song
concerned
you
about the
got.
hand placement.
I don't know about the sexiest songs we got. Let's check it out.
I wouldn't play "I'm Too Sexy" by Right Said Fred. I'm pretty sure we'd.
We need Goodbye Horses, man.
Which one was it? Was it Dance Pop?
I can't remember.
Do we remember?
Yeah, let's do that one.
This song goes out to all the ladies.
Wait. I got it. Hold on.
I do, man.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard.
No.
You need sparkles, man. And scene.
That was way too much chapstick. Oh my god. Like
I was
y'all
like,
can't
shit, I
see
put
this,
too
but
much
there's
chapstick
literally
on
like,
myself.
He's gonna go to
but-
eat something. It's just gonna go.
there's like literally 5 feet of chapstick on my finger.
5 feet.
Slippy brand lube. Slip it in.
I think I have some of that.
That's awesome. All right,
I
guys.
forgot something.
What did I forget?
Tomorrow night, You Can't Sit With Us podcast will be live on YouTube
Oh,
and
shit.
Facebook.
Oh no.
Huh? And
We are still live, sir.
No, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen.
is he blowing bubbles with condoms?
Yep.
I haven't seen one of those since 1970.
Slipalicious edible condoms.
Supposedly they have flavored ones. I'm not sure that.
But
It was so lubed up, it just like.
Oh no!
Wow.
I think I got your official tagline is Slipalicious edible condoms. Taste for children.
Lube is not tasty.
No. Neither is latex.
that's why we broke back Mountain and we just spit on it.
By the way, just to let you know, I have chewed on this thing
What?
like, for a long time while it was in my mouth. And watch this, okay? You ready for this? Hang on.
Let me tell you about an ex-wife of mine.
No! God, no! Let's not talk about that cockpit.
You're still able to hold air. So
It
there's
is
no
ribbed.
way for someone
It
to
is ribbed.
say
I love this show.
that I don't. And watch this.
I feel like ribbed condoms should have like the graphics of like barbecue sauce on them for some reason.
You see that? Do you
It's
see
a
that?
balloon!
There
Now
is
we can
no.
make balloon animals.
There is no way, okay, for someone to say that condoms do not fit me. Because if you have a penis bigger than this,
See a doctor.
yes,
That's called
100%.
elephantitis, good sir.
So
Little
anyway, back
body.
to You Can't Sit With Us. Tomorrow
Notice how
night.
he stood up when you said that.
And speaking of condoms and whatnot, we're getting into the satanic panic.
I don't know how that fits, but okay.
That's what you
Condom
said
Satan D&D
every night.
California.
I'm trying to do it, but I haven't.
That's the problem.
Oh!
I haven't been able to figure it out yet.
As Mother De La Morte often says, we're gonna go real deep on this one, guys.
We're gonna get deep into it.
I'm gonna figure this out
Deeper.
eventually.
But tomorrow night, yeah, we're gonna be covering the satanic panic. We're starting off with the McMartin preschool scandal, which is actually a very modern day witch hunt that we're gonna get into, and then later episodes of that, which is gonna be like what did you say, Raz? Is gonna be like the 20th episode?
I think so. Like
you say
episode
part
27.
two?
It's
He
like
said
you said
part
part
two,
two like
like-
at least like 5 or 6 times already.
I think we're on like episode 20.
Probably.
And stuff like that was said to have happened at the McMartin preschool.
Indeed.
It's the angry dragon.
I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna
The
figure
angry
out.
dragon walk of shame.
It's the angry
Like next Tuesday at 4 a.m., he's gonna just suddenly pop on and like invite us all to a chat, and he's gonna be like, "I finally figured it out."
Well, I seen where someone took a balloon and they put it in their nose and they made it come out of their mouth while it was in their nose still.
And then they blew it up.
Because they have a deviated septum. I'm kidding.
No, I mean that helps
Well,
tremendously.
I mean, y'all know I can already do that.
Right.
And then y'all know that. Oh, shoot.
Like he said and been over really quick. I thought we were going to give a different show altogether there for a second.
I got it.
PBDC After Dark.
Yeah.
Wait, what? No, what? No. That is a paintbrush.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Don't poke your brain.
We're gonna get a call from Tyler. My rep is in the hospital.
Did you tell him to stick the condom in his nasal cavity, or did he do that on his own?
Hang on.
It's like the first Jackass movie where he puts the Xbox car in his butt.
Mariah says, while you're feeding it in, you have to make swallowing motions to get it to go past your uvula.
I almost had it.
Nothing is Tyler.
Oh, man.
You'd
There's
be
a
like, what
kid.
the hell?
Just slip it in, man.
To do something this stupid. It'd be flippy.
By the way,
fun
everybody, do not mimic this.
How fun is this, Thrasher, to see something happening, like, you know, in a room that's near you? Like, to know that this is happening over there.
It's a little nerve-wracking.
One of the things,
His face went so red down, I'm like, am I going to have to call the ambulance?
I feel like you've got, like, 911 just ready, like, over there next to you.
I'm
just
ready
wondering,
to
how
call
did
power button 5 times on my iPhone at, like,
How
the
did this
moment's
happen?
notice.
How
I
do we
wanna
go
hear-
from, like, saying, like, goodbyes to me putting a condom in my...
I don't know.
I mean, that's a kind of goodbye.
I want
We are
Thrasher.
at 3 hours.
I want to hear stories of the things you've heard through your walls when Slippy is practicing.
Good thing is, we're in the same hallway, but I'm on the left side, he's on the right.
Oh, good. Does any room share a wall with him?
The living room. And
Oh,
next door is
okay.
my little brother. So my little brother catches some torture, but I'm good.
No, he's influencing children. Okay.
My little brother.
It's just like a dark turn.
He's a haunter too. So.
Oh, you're fine. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
The only thing I can do right now is that.
Why does you guys have an old man smoking and hacking up a log on it? Oh, so Slippy, he's doing his condom trick right now. Don't ask.
Next time, y'all come in. I'm gonna have it.
So.
I
No,
might
you're gonna try to find like a novelty condom too, so you can fit it around your entire head.
Blow it in
your
the
mouth, and
dark.
When you get mad, blow it
I
up so
might
you have the
need-
unicorn horn.
I might need Thrasher to blow me, so it can go into the back of my throat. Wait, that didn't sound right.
No!
I think, again, you're doing things backwards.
This is literally has been this is saved into our server right now. No joke. That is going to be.
I'm gonna have to make a snippet of that one.
Oh God. Oh.
My eyes are watering just watching this happen.
The PBDC Collective and Scurry Face both have that sound bite now.
I'm gonna have to have Thrasher
watch-
blowing.
We're gonna need you guys
So
to sign some
weird.
papers
My
when we're done
reaction
here.
was even priceless on that. I was just like, oh hell no.
From here, that balloon looks like a piece of limp celery for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Do not try this at home, or do. I don't care.
All right.
Well, gonna bring this back up.
Let me get a merger call ready.
Yay!
Oh.
And there was much rejoicing.
I did it.
As we're all crying, say, "Can we go now, Slippy?"
I'm going to mark this at 11:10:22 at 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Slippy has managed to, I guess, inhale a balloon and spit it out.
It was even better.
The blowing will come later.
It was even better. Is I did it right at 3 hours.
You did it was the exact 3-hour mark.
Right. 3-hour mark, 1 a.m. Slippy has joined the ranks of the shamed.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to tell you that if you call 911 for stuff like this, we do laugh at you.
Yeah.
Just
That's coming
we're
from a
done.
former paramedic.
I was scared that the condom broke.
So were a lot of guys.
That's what he said.
So were a lot of guys.
You gotta like switch it up now.
That's gonna
Well,
be
if
part
I
of
would
my
have had
new
to call
trick now.
911, how do you think I would have been telling the paramedic? Yeah, the
Well,
condom
he
broke
snorted
on
a
him.
condom on a live feed. He was using
Condom
a
broke in his
paintbrush for it. I just don't. It got stuck.
No, I'm his friend. I'm not his partner. I'm his friend.
The condom burst in his nasal cavity, and I'm pretty sure it's stuck there now. Do with that what you will.
He told me that I had to blow him.
Next on Untold Stories of the ER.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We have hit the 3-hour mark. I'm just waiting to see Tyler pop up right there. Now.
I'm surprised. Yeah,
he's asleep or he's stoned right now. I don't know.
Hey,
More than
so I'm
likely stoned
probably-
like some others.
I'm probably going to like rewatch this later on and take a screenshot of the condom like coming in my mouth. And then my
Okay, does no one do phrasing anymore? Like seriously, phrasing. The condom came in my mouth. I feel like there's a whole world out there that he just doesn't know that we need to teach him.
I'm telling you, like BBC Collective and Story Phase, we got some commercials and sound bites now. I mean, you guys became ads.
I
think when I finally make my trip to California, I'm just gonna drive like up through Nebraska, and I'm just gonna like put him in the back of the car, and then when I get there, we'll put him in a box with like cameras all on him for just like 24 hours and see what happens and charge him admission. And then I'll get Thrasher too, because he's got to come too, so we can do the commentary.
Has some random things in the room lying around. Q-tips, a condom.
And it's going to be just like a paranormal investigation where absolutely nothing happens. You're like, damn it!
It's hour 7, and we've now given Slippy a fire extinguisher, a rubber chicken, and a child's pool full of chocolate milk. Let's see what happens.
Trust me, something's gonna happen.
I know.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. This has been an epic show, as expected. Thank you guys for talking about the haunt experiences you had this year. And yeah, I am excited for more to come.
Oh, yeah.
And, Slippy's going to get the condom trick down soon. So there's more of
He's
that.
going to be blowing it himself in no time.
He's gonna find a way to get it to go through his nose and blow it up at the same time, making a balloon animal.
Side note, he only knows how to make worms.
Oh, that's foul.
I just need to get the condom deeper.
Okay.
Again, phrasing.
Let's keep this going.
Let's get deep into this.
We're gonna get deeper into this.
I just gotta get deeper, and then I gotta blow it, and then let it like come out of my mouth.
And that's about the time we realized that condom was the Loch Ness Monster.
When are you going to graduate to magnums? That's what I want to know.
This is a magnum.
All right, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for everyone who was watching us tonight.
Cut it out.
Yeah! Oh my god! All right, guys.
Suck
Thank
it.
you so much for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
Love y'all.